welcome to Into the Dungeon presents Azkhazir, our monthly D&D 5th edition campaign. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Anyways, so we're back, third day. The night went seamlessly. So you think? No, it went mostly seamlessly. But the rest of the day is yours. You camped on the side of the road.
There was some rain.
Some rain came through, but it came and went.
No more hand kegs.
So far, no more hand kegs. But what are you doing?
Looks like it's rations again, everyone.
Yeah, so there's nothing, there's nothing really to forage here, it's just grasslands, so.
Unless we
about
kill
an
some
hour,
just farms.
An hour's journey off to the side to the tree line. You might be able to hunt something.
Yeah.
We could take advantage of the
How
cows
far is it?
or whatever that we're seeing, goats.
Well, I don't want to approach any of these people as 5 strangers, heavily armed and traveling. They could take that the wrong way.
Only one of us looks really heavily armed, right?
We all look at Salvador.
We all look peculiar, except for one of us.
I mean, if you want me to, I could try and approach. It might not scare anyone. Try to buy some food from them, but
We can wait until
rations
we're
are
That sounds.
Yeah.
and I take a bite out of my dry biscuit ration.
We'll be in the forest soon. Hopefully sometime before noon.
Okay.
So, and then finally we'll be amongst the trees and feel a little bit more free.
In 1 second, I'm going to make a quick ruling on his feat. So you have Great Weapon Fighter, or no, Dual Wielder. You took Dual Wielder as your feat. So you master fighting with 2 weapons, gaining the following benefits. You gain a +1 bonus to AC when you're wielding a separate melee weapon in each hand. You can use 2-weapon fighting even when the one-handed melee weapon you're wielding isn't light. Okay. You can draw or stow 2 one-handed weapons when you would normally be able to draw or stow only one. You can draw or stow 2 one-handed weapons. You can use 2-weapon fighting even when the one-handed melee weapons you are wielding aren't light. When the one-handed melee weapons, yeah, so you would not be able to use your greatsword in that capacity.
So anything that.
But a longsword isn't light, as I recall.
But it is versatile, and you can use it one-handed.
So you could use 2 longswords at the same time.
Okay.
Yep, and
Justin, I think your GM cam died again.
oh great,
Oh no!
just in time. Since we're barely even started, let's just get it fixed.
Barely.
Oh, he's not a bear right now.
I was a tiger last time.
Wow.
Everything about this is
I don't know animals.
I don't know animals.
It's got
Look at that exotic orange striped bear.
Must be a fake thing.
That must be
Kyle, 2 lances.
Oh,
Really?
shoot.
It's not heavy.
Oh my god. Wow.
Is it one-handed?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That would be silly. Just
No, it says special. Under the special, it says requires 2 hands to wield when you are
I
mounted.
see. Alright.
Oh,
So if he's mounted,
But when you're mounted,
use 2 lances at the same dude.
Alright, so you all pack up your camp and begin traveling. It is still mostly overcast, but I would say after that rain came through, some of the clouds dissipated with it. So you're a little closer to partly cloudy, still warm and muggy, 75-ish degrees. Autumn day. The road has curved more towards Jakir. There's still farmland. Most of the farmland that was to your west at one point has completely gone. It's just like barren flatland towards the jungle. East is still like the back end of farmlands and stuff like that.
What sort of vegetation is on a flatland?
Say again?
What sort of vegetation?
It's grasslands.
Just grass.
There might be the occasional like wild shrub or flower or even herb if you're searching for those things, but it's mostly tall grass.
This is a new day, right?
This is a new day. Yep, beginning of a new day.
I want to roll and see if I find anything.
Go ahead and do that. But the road is just as muddy and gross and slow going as it was the day before. But you're able to kind of trudge on. Anything y'all are doing or saying as you make the hours of journey that it's going to take to get to end of the day today?
We'll continue to train the biggin.
Mm-hmm. So you're doing another day's worth of great axe,
Right X swinging.
orcish great axe swinging. Are you doing more draconic learning?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're spending some time doing those things today. Hikate, anything you're doing during this travel today?
During the travel?
Yeah.
Or like
Well, you're riding on horseback, so you've got time to talk to your companions or participate in some sort of learning.
I'm looking at that tamale recipe and seeing what I can do with it.
Nice. Okay. Very, very cool. Hephaestia, Frame, anything?
I'm doing the foraging, and then if I notice like any sort of like rabbits in the tall grass or boar or anything like that, I'll just try to be on the lookout for those types of things.
Okay. Make a survival check for me. For the small game.
Survival should be a +4. Yeah, it's a +4, so
You look
15.
mood. You look very proud of yourself.
15.
No, Justin has given me a look, so like.
I didn't mean to give you a look, but if you made that face, I'm going to turn it into an emote.
15.
15? Yeah, I would say that you can do one roll for herbs as you're looking around for things you might be able to use in potion crafting and things like that.
I rolled a 17 on that.
Okay, so a success there. But I would also say that you see a pretty large rabbit, like jackrabbit size. Like this thing, it's not like a deadly creature. It's not going to attack you, but it's big. It's a bigger rabbit.
Autumn, so not spring, so I don't have to worry about any babies going up apparent. So I'm gonna shoot to hit. Shoot to kill. 14 plus 6, so unnatural 20. Dirty 20.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay.
That hits you. Yep, it's a clean shot. It's gonna drop it immediately. You're not gonna have to chase it, and it's not gonna damage any of the scrappings of meat that are on this rabbit.
Okay, that's a. What was it? Every time I close this thing, I have to. Put it back up.
So, gathering herbs, she's been doing that
8
all.
damage.
There we go.
8 damage. Okay. Yeah, it drops it. It's very dead.
Okay. So go ahead, Greg. Sorry.
So my character is also interested in herbs, herology. It's a proficiency we both have in common. In addition to looking for, already harvested plants from this region, if there's anything special growing by the side, not too far away.
Okay.
What do you normally roll for that?
DC 15 to find a plant, and then you roll a d4 to see how many you find, and then based on the table you roll 2d6.
DC 15 what?
With your herbalism kit. So it's a DC 15 plus your proficiency.
Oh, okay. Raw, just herbalism kit? Ooh, no, it doesn't make it.
Yeah, unfortunately, you go out kind of in the similar direction as Hephaestia, and you see what she sees, but she swoops in and grabs it before you do.
Yeah.
I'll try not to do that next time.
Yeah, she totally didn't do it on purpose. It was just she saw it and grabbed it.
I used action surge again since we had rested.
You use action surge again?
So I used
Second wind.
Second wind.
Oh, second wind. Got it. Did you not use any hit die?
I used all my hit die.
Oh, okay. But you get them back
on a short rest.
On a long rest, which you'll just do a long rest.
You
Yeah,
half
just
your.
take the knife.
Oh yeah, you get half of them back. That's right. Yeah, you get 2 back.
Okay.
But that's okay. You can use them if you short rest again. So you have them. But your long rest would have healed you completely.
Oh, would it do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get 2 of those back, but you would have been healed completely. So no, you haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, don't use. I was like, something's not right about this. Why are you doing
There were a
this?
lot of things.
Yeah, don't do that. Okay, so travel goes pretty easy. A couple of hours pass. Everything okay?
Yeah.
A couple of hours pass. Farain, you were at the front, right?
Yeah.
So with your,
I would have been.
well, you both were,
Okay.
but Farain is the one with the incredibly high
eyes.
perception. So
I watch things.
from your stature being taller than most, and your Firbolg eye is seeing what they can see.
And your ears.
My
hear what they can
doughy
hear.
Firbolg
That
eyes
big
and,
nose smells.
Sniffins.
You notice in the distance it looks like an isolated homestead. The road it clearly meanders past it, but there are a few areas where the road kind of curves in closer to where the homestead would be. From this distance, you can see what looks like a small cabin, a chicken coop, a barn, maybe a well, and there are some sheep grazing in a nearby pasture. But I'd say from where you are now, you're probably about 100. No, from where you first noticed it, probably close to 300, 400 feet away from it.
Okay.
And at the moment, kind of far away, laterally speaking. But like I said, the road kind of meanders nearer to it at times. So from your perspective, you'd probably be as close as maybe 40, 50 feet away from like the house at varying points.
Oh lord.
Yeah, it's kind of a house at the back end of these farmlands.
It's pretty close. Okay.
Yeah, pretty close.
I
Maybe
mean,
not 40 feet, like 60.
I don't see any bloody carcass of sheep or anything, or no one's burned down this house.
No,
That's good.
No, house seems fine.
I don't know. It just seems this is probably where somebody lives or has another shelter away from their main farmhouse, if any. Cool.
But as y'all continue going,
Is anybody interested in meeting people out in the?
Not particularly.
Once the rest of us notice it,
Mm.
I'll pipe up and be like, that's probably our last chance to try and buy any real food. I've been eyeing that rabbit for a while now, but we've got a couple more days of travel. You don't want me to go ask him?
That's true, this rabbit won't last a couple days.
so as you are getting closer on the road,
Yeah, something.
as you're getting closer on the road to a kind of a point where you can really kind of make out more of the details of the farm, you do notice a young boy playing out in the yard. Off to the side, you see a dog. A dog looks up at you in the yard as well. It's just kind of chilling in a sunny spot. Kind of wags his tail, thumps it a bit. Looks at you with intelligent eyes. They're just playing. You see this kid playing. It looks like he's playing in the mud from last night's rain. He kind of looks up at you as you get near, and you can see his hands and feet and body and face is like covered in some mud, and he kind of gives you this little cheeky grin, waves at you.
I give him a cheeky grin back.
The dog runs over to him and starts kind of like playing around him because he sees the boy waving and making a fuckus.
Fuck it! Making a fuckus.
Holy crap!
Yeah, those darn kids out there making a fucking.
Are you okay, Justin? Do you need assistance?
Is it a fuck it or a fungus?
It's a ruckus, is what it is. It's the dog reacting to the kid's happy energy.
Yes. Nothing else going on there.
No, why would there be?
Oh, why would there be?
But yeah, from your angle, it looks like they've been playing in the mud. The dog is also covered in some muddiness as well, and there's like this kind of pit of mud like off to the side of the house that the kid's rolling in.
Honk egg bait, definitely.
Definitely. Just start shooting.
Oh, Jesus.
Hello! I yell out when we get near earshot.
The kid kind of looks at you and he's a little spooked. He's like, he didn't quite expect you to like just start shouting at him. He gets up and he runs over to where the chicken coop is and climbs up onto the roof. And you sort of see him stumble a little bit as he gets up there. Maybe his feet are a little slippery. He turns and he waves at you, and you hear him say hello. He waves back at you.
Are your as I assume we're getting closer.
The chicken coop's small. He's not up real high. He's maybe 6 feet off the ground.
Okay. Are your parents home?
So at about the time you say that, you hear from inside the house. You hear a voice call, and it sounds a little panicked, just a little panicked, and it's a woman's voice. She says, "Tim, come back in the house."
Oh. We may not be welcome.
If you're in there, we're willing to buy food. If you have any to spare, we're just travelers.
You don't get a response. Tim starts to climb off the coop, and he's sort of running and skipping around the yard. He goes over and he doesn't go into the house. He climbs up on the well and waves again.
Oh, little Timmy, what are you doing?
You hear another female voice, the same female voice, call out again, "Tim, get down from there! Come inside!" He goes to get off, he slips, he falls into the well.
Oh,
I
fine.
knew
Oh,
it.
good lord. Alright.
We gotta go get him.
What are you doing?
What?
You're gonna save.
Yeah.
Wait,
How
what
far
is
away
his
are we?
dog's name? Is it Old Yeller?
How
You
far
haven't
away
talked
are
to
we?
you know.
Yeah,
I would say
talk to
from
the
the
Timmy
dog
fell
yet.
in the well.
I thought, what was the colony's name? It wasn't Old Yeller, it was,
Maximilian? Wait, what? What are you talking about?
No clue.
Okay.
The dog we had when we first got to CrossFit.
That's what I thought you were talking about. Maximilian.
that was
Von
Maximilian.
Von
Yeah,
Tracker.
Von Tracker.
Yeah.
Maximilian.
Thank
Von
you,
Tracker.
Ashley.
So our supplies are in the cart. I'll grab a bundle of rope and be like, "Come on!" And
The dog comes running up to you, and you could see like through like canine telepathy. It's just
I stop and look at him like, "What is it, boy?"
yeah, exactly. Just panicking, as he's whimpering. He runs around in circles, runs over to the well.
It's a mimic. Okay. I pull out my dagger
Oh God.
and I poke the well. I attack the well.
Oh, okay. Nothing happens. It's a well. Oh, you're checking for mimicry. If it's a mimic, that boy is dead.
So am I the only one running up to the well?
what's everybody doing?
I feel like his family would be terrified if a Yuan-ti was
Good thinking.
coming at them to save their boy.
Well, I think they're gonna be terrified of Yuan-ti.
Yeah, no.
Wait till I turn into a giant spider crawl down.
Oh my god!
What are y'all doing?
But I will throw
Sandro
Sandra
and I.
more.
Yeah, Sandro and I are running. towards the
Absolutely.
well.
She and I are running
Okay.
to the well.
I give them more rope.
And
So you,
once we get there,
So
your boy fell in the well.
so you looking down inside the well, you can see the way he is all the way down in the water, and he's flailing about his. He's sinking underneath a little bit, coming back up. It's almost as if he doesn't know how to swim. He's panicking in this state. You see him grabbing onto the walls, but it's a smooth surface, or at least it's mostly smooth, and he's just struggling.
Forain, we can't get him with the rope. Can you?
Did you lower the rope?
Yeah.
Oh, and
It's in there.
if you lowered the rope, he would start kind of grabbing for it, but he starts to immediately start to try and pull himself up, and he just slides right back down.
Oh crap! How?
The dog grabs onto the rope as well and starts trying to like help.
Oh my god, this dog's too smart. This family's
So
not gonna. It's too
who?
good.
So wait, just out of curiosity, so who are y'all both like at the edge of the well, or y'all
Yeah, I'm trying
holding
to
it like
try
tug of war style? Like what are we doing? Because
figure-
if y'all need advantage on lifting, I need to know.
One hand
Yeah.
is on the rope, the other's so I'm looking in to see if this is even gonna work. And then I
Yeah,
imagine
Sam.
you're behind grabbing the rope, and then the dog.
And I was like, but I'm more concerned of like, I don't think humans are capable of like simple things. So I'm like, can the boy even grab the rope? Like,
I don't know. He's grabbed it, but he keeps sliding. Let's try pulling him up.
Is the rope too slippery?
So
I think it's more like he can't get traction like for feet or anything.
Just grab
Yeah.
on
So
Hold
as
it.
you lean down to shout, suddenly
Yeah.
you suddenly can't see. And in fact, anybody within 20 feet of the well can't see. You are engulfed in darkness.
What the?
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Everybody?
No, just Patrick.
This farm is a
We're looking
mimic.
into the abyss.
Oh, the farm was the mimic.
The entire
Oh.
line.
Well, that's a 2.
Okay,
Oh, no.
So
Okay.
I can't see it.
So,
So
8.
you feel, and real fast. Okay. What's your AC?
Me?
Yeah.
14.
14. I roll a 15 plus 6. You feel, where's the weapon? Where's the advantage?
You can see darkness. I mean, like you can't see in darkness, but you can see this spell. It is a physical.
Yeah, you can see a manifestation
Yeah.
of a cloud of darkness.
Come
Is-
save your boy.
It's
you feel
you
so
can
9 damage.
Okay.
And because you failed your dexterity saving throw, you feel yourself get pushed by the force of a dog tackling you
Okay.
into the well.
Okay.
You immediately plummet through the darkness cloud. You can see again. Below you, the boy is gone. There is a winged, tentacled, toothed
Ow.
creature whose tentacles are coming out to grab you as you fall.
Okay. I'm grabbing the rope.
You go ahead, make a athletics check to grab the rope.
You mean acrobatics, right?
Acrobatics, sure.
This is fascinating.
I've seen this.
9.
9.
I actually don't know what this is. I must have already.
You turned into a snake now, right?
So you grab onto the rope and just immediately start sliding, and you can feel it kind of burning your hands. Do you let go?
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you take damage from that. So you fall in, and you eventually crash into this creature as its tentacles begin to engulf you. The moment you hit the water, you start feeling the force of it trying to pull you down. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Ooh, nice.
Is this more odds behind?
No, this is an odd spot.
Oh,
Go to the
sweet.
Twitter
Oh.
page and
If I could only roll these dice to like hit.
that's slightly better than what I had.
That'll be really funny if your next attack is like a 2 or something.
Well, I get an advantage on initiative, so it's like when I like roll and then roll like a crit or a 19. It's like, what the hell? Why don't I get to do this with my
You should have
vicious
stabbed the
longbow?
well. It was angry at you.
I think the very curious thing about the tip off of all this was the intelligent eyes look of the dog.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I said.
I was like, oh, this is very, very specific adjective to use. That wasn't like puppy dog eyes. It was intelligent eyes.
But wouldn't we
Listen,
feel like monsters if we just left anyways, though? You know what I mean? Just
True.
get on the well.
All right, never mind.
All right, well, no, we'll still have two from.
Absolutely.
All right. Who thinks they rolled the highest initiative?
Not me.
What you got?
23.
23, Hephaestia.
I'm just saying, if I could,
Yeah.
if I could roll these to hit.
It'd be great.
All right, who thinks they rolled the next highest?
18.
Okay, give me 1 second. 18, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who thinks they rolled the next highest?
13?
Anybody roll higher than a 13? Okay, Sandro, you're next after Forain. Who thinks they rolled better than that, or worse than that, rather? 8? What'd you roll?
9.
Did you roll 8 last time?
7.
Yeah, it was like 2 points lower than I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was something like that. Yeah. Or wait, no, I'm a dumb. I had 8 last time. I have an 11 this time.
Oh, God.
I have a brain somewhere. Sometimes it works. Most of the time it doesn't.
Okay. Hephaestia, you are up. You see darkness.
Oh boy.
The spell darkness.
Yeah. My character's not magically inclined, so she'd just be like, what the fuck? I'm blind. Alright. And I hear Sandro move, I guess, because I'm right next to him.
I would say you probably hear some movement and you hear a splash.
Alright, you call out, okay. And I was like, oh, that's what.
There's something down here!
I have nothing to get rid of the magical darkness. I don't know if having more bodies in the well will improve the situation.
Can't hurt.
Please put more bodies on.
Water 2.0, here we go.
But the rope is still there, because like I was basically like doing what.
Oh yeah, you're still holding the rope.
Can I feel any tension on it at all?
Oh, when he got pushed over? Sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to hold my action. I'm going to hold the rope and like try to just be the anchor for the rope. Like putting
Gotcha.
since Sandro's not there to also hold the rope, I'm just like putting as much of my body weight into holding this rope up. Since I can probably once I feel like Sandro's like body weight like pulling on this, I'll be like, oh fuck, and then like even like with my like shoulder, using my shoulder and like putting my feet at the base of the well, like even just like anchoring myself at an angle to try and like give myself more of a level.
And are you going to continue holding that ready position even after you feel him attempt to grab it and slide down?
Yeah, if I don't feel that weight anymore, does this well have like a canopy at all, or is it just an open?
It's an open well.
I'm gonna keep holding the rope, because if somebody can grab that rope and climb up it, I want it to be anchored to something. I want them to have a way to get out.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing on my turn. I am being the anchor to this rope.
Okay.
So I don't know if they can see, but if I can be of some help, since I'm completely blind.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Kyle
what I'm
draws a
doing.
rope. Draws a well.
Making sure it's like 20 foot wide.
20 foot wide well.
That
What are you reaching for? Oh. I was like, why are you on my side of the screen?
How big was the well?
No water standard, so like 30. No, I'm kidding. I'll say it takes up a 5 foot space.
Okay.
It is a farm well.
Where is house?
You decide. Put it like 40 feet away at least.
as my action, though, I will use my primeval awareness.
Okay.
Okay, and I will try to see if I can feel the presence of any fae
You get 4 signatures.
within a mile. Holy shit.
4 signatures, including your own.
Okay. Okay.
You get you, and you get Farang, and you get 2 more.
2 you're familiar
Okay.
with.
Now,
Right.
where's
Yeah,
the
that's probably a better way to
Yeah,
do
it
it.
doesn't like reveal the location or
Road?
number, but
Yeah.
okay,
You
great.
put it against the edge.
Oh fuck! And I
Uh,
scream
yeah.
out, "Oh!" And it's like there are. As a free action, I yell out that I believe Sandro is in the well,
That's me.
and I feel the
Foreign
presence.
Hefestier.
I feel the presence of Fae here.
Does it give you exact locations?
No,
Oh, okay.
it only tells me within a mile if there are any.
I thought it gave you direction.
That's my
Favorite enemy?
yeah, favorite end. No, that's the.
Hunter's Mark?
Yeah, that's
Something.
It's something.
It's one of them.
All
It's
good.
just not that one. It's not the
It's
primeval
not that
awareness.
one.
It's just not that
It's
primeval
just not
awareness.
that one.
Gotcha.
Frayne, you were there with us, right?
No, I thought y'all handled it. Y'all sprinted forward. It seemed like this was your moment to shine. And
Yeah.
then,
I was like, Sandro can finally do this nice thing.
Off in the distance.
It is.
Off in the distance over here, I guess. While they run up, Farang sees people run up, start throwing ropes in the wall and stuff. I think, worst case scenario, we've all been through worse before. Somebody might just jump in the well and get wet. I don't want it to be me, right? So, anyways, and then a big magical darkness just sort of like puffs up.
Mm-hmm.
Over the top of it.
Yep.
And Sandra, did you like yell out, let out a?
He lets out a yelp.
Yeah, I yelped so far. And I said, there's something down here.
Alright,
we
so
can't-
Hephaestia, are you doing anything else?
Sorry, I was reading the primeval awareness for the revised.
Okay,
Ranger.
keep reading.
Yeah.
You're golden. What
I
do
was
you
just
mean?
asking, so we can't really see what's going on. We
So
just
the way
see,
darkness works is it is a cloud of impenetrable darkness.
so that's all we see that happens.
Yeah,
Because
you
we're
have-
at a distance. We're not within the darkness. We're just
No.
seeing the darkness happen, I
Yeah.
guess, or
Right.
occur.
Right.
Okay.
Clearly a trap.
Do
Okay.
you see anything
And-
changes from like the house or any of the surroundings?
No change.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, at this level, level 5, nobody will have access to dispel magic or daylight. I don't think. Maybe daylight. Anyways, okay, so.
Okay. So let me say this. I have to spend a minute of uninterrupted concentration with the revised ranger, and it does tell me their numbers and general direction and distance from me. But
We'll
I
remember
will-
that for next time.
Yeah, but I will
There-
spend
there
a
are-
minute.
2. One is roughly 30. No, you said it. You know exactly.
Yeah,
distance?
well the
One is
previous
40 feet
one-
below you,
Uh-huh.
and one is right next to you.
I knew it was a dog.
All right. Dog's turn. Dog is going to attack you, Hephaestia.
Come at me, bro. I've
Oh,
been waiting
it
to fight
will.
a fae.
And you got to hear
You're gonna
this.
fuck up a fae.
17 plus 5.
Oh, that will.
Oof. On the nose, right?
All right.
As a ranger?
You're gonna feel
Yeah.
teeth pierce into you.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
But like, you son of a bitch.
6 damage from that.
Okay.
One.
Gonna text from Ashley. Why are you in a well? It's been 30 minutes.
All right.
Oh, you know.
Well, little Timmy fell in a
Oh,
well.
you know, just Sandro things.
Yeah, right. Next, you're gonna feel some tentacles come up around your legs. Oh, natural 20. On
Jesus.
that, so that is going to hit 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 8, 2, 10. It's not that bad. 11 points of damage on the critical.
Mm-hmm.
But you are. Wrong spot. You are grappled.
Okay.
You are grappled. Target grappled creature speed becomes 0. It can't benefit from any bonuses to speed. Condition ends if you become incapacitated, and the condition also ends if the effect removes. So your speed is basically just 0.
Yeah.
Is all that's going to do. And that is. You're going to feel yourself being pulled towards the well.
Okay.
You feel your body hit the edge of the well.
Uh-huh.
You feel another tentacle come up, wrap around your head, and start to pull you down.
Okay.
You enter into a free fall as you come over the edge.
Okay.
2d6 damage, please.
9.
9. Take 4. Take 4. As you
I
crash
hit him.
into Sandro.
Help!
As you're falling and you pass through the darkness, you look up behind you. The dog is now still dog-like in appearance and casually walking down the side of the well. And its neck area is like flared out.
Mm-hmm.
Its snout is pulled back, so it's almost like exposed skin
Oh.
or exposed muscle underneath the snout. And it's got just rows and rows of sharp, jagged teeth.
Okay. Would I need
the
to
thing.
wait my turn to make a roll to see if I know what this is?
If you'd like to do that on your next turn, you can.
Okay.
Now it is the Lair's turn.
I'll be
Okay.
I roll high.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck?
Well, here, before you leave, can you roll a DC? I need you to make a con saving throw.
12 plus 2.
Con saving throw.
12 plus 2, so 14.
14.
Do they have
5.
5. So the well, you're gonna fill it. I love that this ability is called Whelm. But you're gonna feel the water surge up past you. It's gonna enter your mouth. You're gonna become choked by it. You are unable to speak until the end of your next turn. Hephaestia is not affected by that.
All right.
Forain, you're up.
Okay. All right. Is there a lot of yelling going on?
Not anymore.
Oh, well, that's,
Hephaestia probably made some noise.
all right.
She got yanked over by a tentacle.
Some choice words in Sylvan.
Oh, there are tentacles coming off the back of this dog's neck as well.
And there's a tentacly thing
Around you.
around me as well.
Multiple, like 2 of them.
There's 2 tentacle things around me.
Yeah, like think arms that have.
Giving you a big hug that you really don't want.
So there's... Okay.
All right. So let's see. The only formidable beast that I can turn into after I see people yelling and getting who knows what happened to them inside of this orb of darkness is a giant spider. So I'm going to assume that whatever being in the house is just not going to save their child or my friends if said creature exists. So I'll start crawling towards the darkness and I'll close my eyes and multiple eyes will start to pop up on my forehead as I start sort of like creeping out different spider-like appendages from my side, and
Sure.
I'll go towards the well. How far away from the well was it?
I think I said its closest. The road was like 30 feet to the house. So
Okay.
I'd say 30, or I'd say.
This is exactly
Can I
40.
get up to the well then?
So it's 40 feet from the road to the well.
Oh, well, I'm
Is the darkness still up?
Yeah, darkness is still up.
okay.
Yep, 40.
Darkness doesn't really bother me like this.
I assume you have some sort of like,
Blind sight.
yeah, blind. You have like so you can feel like movement and tremors and stuff.
Only
basically?
only up to like 10 feet though.
Gotcha.
So pretty close by, but is the demon dog thing within
It
10
was
feet of me?
demons!
Demons!
So no, I mean as you get there and so you don't sense anything within 10 feet of you. No.
Okay, alright.
If that's your question, and the rest of your eyes are still in the darkness.
Okay, yeah. Then I will ready an action to attack anything that touches me.
Ready in action to what?
Anything that touches me.
Okay, got it.
Come pat you on the back.
Or
All right.
comes in my range of attack.
Anything else for your turn?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. It is Sandro. Your turn.
Well, since stranger things have happened,
Yep.
am I grappled, incapacitated, restrained, prone? Am I any of those conditions?
You are grappled.
I'm grappled.
Yep. So movement is 0.
So the only one who would even notice or hear this is Hephaestia, and like complete demeanor change. Well, all right then. Sword and dagger.
I don't think she'd hear it because you were gargling.
Oh yeah, you can't
You're
see.
choked up. You can't speak.
So we don't even.
19 to hit?
You are not choked up. You passed the saving. 19 to hit.
Yeah.
That does hit.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. I'm kidding.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, that definitely hits.
Does he not take a sneak attack from when an ally is next to them?
No, he takes sneak attack.
Okay, good. That's gonna be lots of damage. That's gonna be 11, 12, 13, 17 plus 4, 21 points of damage.
Nice.
And then offhand dagger, following it up. Probably won't be as good. So I don't have 2-weapon fighting.
What was the first damage?
21.
Right?
Yeah, 21 sounds right.
You jacked it up.
So I can add my proficiency and ability modifier to the 2-hit, but not to the damage, right? When I don't have the 2-weapon fighting style?
Correct.
Okay.
That
So
sounds correct.
18 to hit?
That hits.
Alright, that's just going to be a straight d4 with the dagger.
I thought.
4 damage. That's 25 points of damage.
That was a pretty big hit.
Oh my
Wait,
gosh.
what were you
Like I
talking
said, I've
about?
been waiting
The
to fight a
dog
thing.
thing?
No, the thing holding me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the same creature's holding both of us. It's just the dog also started walking towards
I
us.
don't think
as
you're
well.
grappled yet. I'm grappled.
You're grappled.
Yeah, he's grappled.
Oh,
They-
okay.
they
She got
me
pulled
into
down
the
by a
well.
tentacle.
Yep, you are both grappled.
This is news.
That's my
All
turn.
right, Salvador, you're up.
Salvador was very freaked out by this because he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's open as I'm going down. I'm just cussing.
Do we hear like a lot of like swishing and slurping
Oh, yeah.
or something like that? Like
Oh, yeah.
Just now, definitely.
all going on in there?
Well, maybe not slipping and slipping, but you hear a lot of splishing and splashing.
Okay,
Splish splash. I'm taking it back.
In the abyss. In the great void.
alright. Down on the
So that was 35 for me to get there from where I was. I'm now in the darkness. Well,
Sorry.
he's done it every time so far. He's just jumping on in.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
You jump in?
Oh yeah.
Alright, cool.
Are you gonna collide with the?
He's
I don't think
doing
Can you see
just-
it? Is the darkness still up?
The darkness is still up.
Yep.
But once you're in, you'll pass out of the darkness.
I just wonder if like if you can see the well where it is.
So-
The entirety of the well is covered in darkness, like from like the ground up.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering if like. Okay.
So I have now jumped down and I'm 5 feet down now. Does that get me out of the darkness that is currently above the well?
Yeah.
Okay. What do I see from there?
Are you have like spider climb or something? Like
Oh no, Salvador was just jumping.
just
in.
jumped.
as you're falling, you want to know what you
Yes.
see? I got you. You see dog walking on all fours with tentacles coming out of the nape of its neck and like flared craziness.
Right.
Walking leisurely down the side on all fours, holding Hephaestia, who has crashed. Holding Hephaestia with its tentacles, who has crashed into Sandro, who is also held by tentacles. And there is like this pale-skinned, toothed, pointy-eared, nasty thing with like tentacles coming out of it, gripping onto Sandro. And all you can really make out of it is its face. And you can very clearly see it attempting to pull Sandro under. But currently they are still above water.
Okay. Am I within 5 feet of the dog thing, or is it moved further down?
No, it's further down. I would say it's probably 20 feet down on a 40-foot well.
Since I have jumped in, do I now note, like, does that take the rest of my movement going down? Like,
No, you're just going to take some damage.
Okay, well, I'm going to be, as I'm going down, the great sword will be scraping against the just going right.
Are you doing Link in Super Smash Bros. Downward smash, or are you doing Kirby
trying
sword
to-
slice?
I think with how big small the well is, I think it would be more. It would be.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
please do not
tail
come down
is
on us.
sliding
Yeah.
down one side, and then here's his body, and then the sword sliding down the other.
Okay. All right.
Trying to like slow your fall a little bit. Is that the point?
I mean, it might. If we can flavor that, then sure.
But are you trying to slow yourself down, or are you trying to hit the creature?
Yes.
He was. Then he saw the
I think it
creature.
would be like blade down, grinding, and then going for a hit.
Okay, give me an athletics check, and this is to see if you slow yourself down enough to not inflict damage to yourself.
That one.
So you're going to take your normal fall damage.
Are we gonna take fall damage?
Roll to hit once.
Okay.
I swear to God, if you bail me.
Roll to hit. This to hit is for the dog.
Okay.
Roll it.
I'm going to use my combat steward. I'm going to words.
Yeah.
Fainting attack. So that way I will give myself advantage.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, let me look up the exact thing. I believe it gives me.
Is that like
It's
you're
like
pretending
you're-
to do one thing and then
yeah.
another?
Yeah, it's like you're pretending.
Advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your turn.
Okay,
If the
that's
attack
fine.
hits, add superiority die to
Okay. Go ahead.
Good thing I have advantage. There we go.
Ooh,
Okay,
nice.
that is a unnatural 20.
Unnatural?
Unnatural 20.
Nice. Roll your damage. That music that you're hearing is courtesy Tabletop Audio.
I had a feeling. I was like, that is
And I
awesome.
wasn't going to play this particular song, but he referenced Stranger Things, and they have a Weirder Things playlist.
Wow. I was gonna say that, but I didn't know if you were allowed to say that word, Stranger Things, or that.
Yeah, I've seen Stranger Things in life.
True.
Alright, so 13 damage to the doggo. Alright, roll to hit again.
Just kidding, I was hitting with a longsword. Oh, what is it?
12.
12. Hephaestia, what's your AC?
16.
Okay, you're fine. You see the sword coming.
Oh my god. As a free action, I was like, Salvador! Hit the fucking dog!
I did!
We're gonna hold for a second while we wait for Sandro, because he's gonna make the same. Or I need to know his AC. But go ahead and roll.
I think his is
a
14.
third to hit.
Does the dog make any noises as it's being struck?
Snarls.
His
Alright.
AC is 14.
It doesn't sound anything like a dog.
Yeah, his
Okay.
AC is 14.
Roll. What is it?
Did I die?
Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
What?
Is your AC higher than a 21?
No.
Roll damage.
It sure isn't.
Oh, Rollo.
I will haunt you.
Oh man, why do I even tell you to roll low ever? I'm just roll real high.
Yeah,
That is 12.
Alright, longsword or greatsword?
That was a great sword.
You feel a greatsword slice through you as a snake careens with all of you.
Now pick the next thing.
Oh
That's,
my god. This is
behind
like
you.
Roll one more.
this is
Thank
like
you.
Star Wars where they're
Oh,
in
for
the
the-
trash
For the thing
compactor.
at the bottom.
And
yeah.
there's this thing in the water,
Oh,
and they're
yeah,
all
they're
just like pushing up against each
15?
other.
I believe that hits. Make sure.
Yeah, just everyone on the way down. Going through.
I believe that hits. Yeah, that hits.
Oh my god. Just fire off tactical nuke right down the middle. Straight down its throat.
You want to join us?
I'm on my way. I'm getting there.
13.
He's gonna use his
13 damage?
druidic finesse to get down the well.
Okay. Are you doing anything else? Bonus action?
I used my bonus action. I used all my movement.
Hikate, what are you up to?
What have I seen exactly?
You have seen a
No
cloud of
Nice.
pure umber blackness.
Okay, take over the entire.
It covers about
Water tower?
20 feet in every direction, centered on the well.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And it extends from the ground up.
Okay. Okay, and so I just see everybody just go in there and fucking disappear.
As soon as they walk through, they floop out of existence.
Cool.
There's screaming going on.
I
Yeah,
can,
you
I can
hear
hear screaming.
Yep.
Okay, so I at
No,
least know.
and cussing.
2d6.
Okay, well that's fine as long as I know that they're alive. That's my biggest concern. Okay, so I run up
What
in
was it?
there.
9.
Take 3.
He's not listening.
Take 3 damage. Take 3 damage. That's the fall damage
Oh.
getting split
Okay.
between all of you.
You run up in there?
Yeah. Hell
Does
yeah.
the sword hit everyone on the way down?
Yep. Well, not everyone. It missed a festive. We
The
rolled
21?
No, we rolled separate hits.
Hey, I hit the dog and the thing that was grappling you, so there's that.
Yeah, I think it would have been better off.
Look, you gotta take chances.
Just me and Hephaestia.
No, doing is good. Doing is good.
Okay, I run up in there. Since I can still hear them screaming.
Do you run?
So
Since I can
you
still-
you run in. You brush past the furry leggedness of a spider. You die. Are you jumping in? What are you doing?
Yeah, sure, I jump
Do you
in.
have any like wall running or anything like that?
Slow fall.
You have slow fall?
Oh god.
No, it's okay. Jumping in.
We're not
Oh
gonna
wait,
do
I
that
guess I
as
probably
well.
shouldn't
be fair,
do that. Here, let
It
me.
was an
I do have.
acrobatics check to see if I did.
I do
failed.
have something. I do have something.
You're a monk.
Slow fall. Yeah. So, what is it?
We're not gonna do that.
I'm not
We're all
gonna.
gonna be stuck.
So I was just gonna.
Okay, I'm not gonna jump in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
You take no fall damage, basically.
Yeah. Well, I guess I will jump in there because why the fuck not?
Make an acrobatics check for me.
Okay, super
It's
duper.
time for some cool monk shit.
Okay. If I can fucking roll today, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Okay. Yep. 11.
Okay, you jump in, and once you're through the cloud and you can see below you, and you see the monstrosities I've described so far, you see the literal 5-foot space that's now being occupied by like 3.5 creatures. You stick out a leg and thrust your back against a wall, and you just start sliding your way down.
Kinda
But not even walking, you're sliding. You're just
using all my leverage.
you're
Okay,
surfing.
nice.
You're surfing your way down. Because it was still pretty low, you don't really get to control when you stop. I'm going to say that you stop right at the dog. You're not
Okay.
able to go all the way down. You
Okay,
stop
gotcha.
right at the dog.
Alright.
But all of that, the roll and everything, is going to cost you the rest of your movement.
I'm
So-
done.
No, your movement's done. You still have your action. you
Oh,
still
okay.
have your bonus
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go after the dog and stab him with my dagger.
action. Okay, you're not going to stab the guard, the dog. Sorry. Unnecessary joke. Okay,
I was like,
roll
what
a
guard?
hit.
Yeah,
She's
That went
attacking
way-
Suddenly the
Sand
dog's
girl.
face
Way over
morphs
my
into the
head.
guard.
Disregard. Just keep playing.
It's you.
Alright, roll your 10.
Okay, thank you. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, 12 plus 6. Oh, okay, nice.
And I was gonna say you should have a fancy dagger now too, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool.
It's got an extra point of damage. Alright, so I got 18.
18 to hit. That definitely hits.
Wait.
Roll your,
Yeah, 18, sorry.
roll your to hit.
That was.
Or your
Damage.
damage.
My damage, okay.
Do mine.
So let's see, so that
Listen,
would
someone
be
gave me pancakes.
6.
I'm fighting carb overload. They were delicious, by the way.
5.
5
Plus
damage.
4.
Plus 4, 9 damage.
9.
Alright, you using a bonus action?
Yeah. Why not?
I don't know.
That was more that actually came out. Okay, yeah. I'll go ahead and do Fury of Blows too.
Okay, so you're gonna spend a key point.
Yeah.
Roll your first to hit.
Okay. Okay. 16.
That's gonna hit.
Alright, sweet. And then I have to do 6, so... Oh, 1 plus 4.
5.
5 damage?
5, yeah, sorry.
Alright, roll your second to hit.
Ooh, 6 plus 4, 10.
To hit?
Yeah.
That's gonna miss.
Oh, wait.
I think
To
you mean for
hit?
your
Oh, sorry,
second
that was my
attack.
damage. That was my damage. I'm so sorry. I was totally not paying attention. Okay, 14 plus 6. Okay.
That's gonna hit. And what was your damage?
It was
10.
10, yeah, thank you. 10.
Okay. That's gonna take us to the creature in the well's turn. Okay. What is he gonna
That's
do?
right.
From your perspective, right up on this creature, you're gonna see it turn with you still in its arms. You're gonna see it plant its feet on the roof of the cavern that y'all are at here, because it's cavernous at this point at the bottom of this well.
Okay.
So it
and
sort of expands at the
it
bottom?
expands at the bottom, yep, into a space. And it's going to kick off the ceiling and move its full movement with you grappled. So you move 30 feet into the water.
Okay.
And stay at its position. You're right. 15 feet. Not 30.
Oh, you read my mind.
I did.
I was like, it's not a large creature.
Yeah, you're right. 15 feet, not 30.
Okay.
And then I didn't want to take it back, so I rolled to see if I was going to. And I rolled well. That being said, now I'm going to roll high on these attacks.
No.
Thanks, Greg.
No, I didn't do it.
12 plus 5?
That hits.
Okay. Ooh, 6 on a d6. Plus 3, so 9 damage.
Okay.
And then he's going to use its constrict ability, and you are
I'm
already
unconscious.
Oh.
What?
Nike.
Yeah! Lost half my health to something.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's using its constrict ability. That's a 9 plus 4 does a 13 hit.
A 13 would not hit.
You are fine. You do not lose 2. You do not lose 2 death saving throws.
That's good.
Good God.
Oh, I'm so happy. That is it for the creature's turn. Hephaestia, you are up. You are grappled at the surface of the well.
Okay. At the surface of the well.
Like the surface of the water at the bottom.
Oh, okay, so it hasn't pushed me into the water yet, but I was able to see Sandro get pulled under.
You see him just get ripped under. He's
And-
reaching out and he just gets... It's gone
and
into the
this
darkness.
Grapple. This creature's got me.
As you are passing out and losing consciousness, you see a blue-greenish hue glowing in the distance.
Oh.
I ain't going into that light.
Sorry, Hephaestia. It's
No.
still you.
As grappled, am I able to access a weapon?
Yeah. The only thing that your movement speed is 0.
All right.
And if you want to break the grapple, you can do that as an action, or you can attempt to do that as an action.
It's holding me right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I.
It's holding you, and it's got reach. It's at least 10 feet away from you. Like it's still coming down the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna try and cut these tentacles. I'm gonna try and cut myself free and do some damage.
Okay. So let me see something real fast here. All right. Go ahead and I've just so you have an idea of what's happening in my head. I've assigned a HP and an AC to the tentacles themselves.
Okay. So I will have my short sword, and I will hit it. I'm determined I will hit it. And I'll use, yeah,
12 hit?
Yeah.
Just barely.
Oh, okay. Alright. So that hits, and this is my favorite enemy since it is Fae. So that is a d6 plus 4 plus 2 for it being my favorite enemy. 4 plus 4, 8 plus 2, 10.
I assigned a 12 AC to the tentacle, and I assigned 10 HP. And those watching saw me do 5, 5 for just proof of what I was setting the
Yeah.
HP to.
Okay.
You find a spot on your torso where both tentacles are wrapped around you. You stick up through here and you yank through. You cut through both of them. They both break through because you beat the HP on it, and that damage is going to go towards the creature as well.
Okay. So I just pop into the water?
Yeah, at that point you free fall. Well, you're not free fall. You are now loose in the water.
Okay. As my bonus action, I'm going to stick my head under the water and see if I can't see Sandro.
It's dark with the exception of a greenish bluish hue that's pretty far away. Do you have dark vision?
I do.
Roll,
Do I see movement?
roll perception at disadvantage.
Okay. Well, 14 plus 4 is 18. 19 plus 4
Perfect.
is
Yes,
23,
you are able to see in the distance, very much in shades of gray, you see both movement. You see the creature moving, you see Sandro's lifeless body, and you see that he's still wrapped up in the tentacles, roughly 15 feet from where you are.
I face step to him.
Okay?
It's a teleportation, so I don't know if it being underwater matters or not. It's
Does
just
it have... Is it a spell?
Yes.
Does it have a spoken component?
Well, you faced up when you weren't in the water.
I know,
right?
but do you get the face step again?
Let me see.
No,
if-
she only
Oh,
gets
okay.
one
Then
thing.
no, you're fine. If you were above what I was thinking that you
And
had to leave.
The only component is verbal.
Okay,
So if
you're
I-
able to get you're able to do it.
Okay, so I face step to you, and I'm going to hold on to Sandro.
Okay.
Because I've used my action, my bonus action, and I don't have a swim speed, so I'm just basically trying to
Along for
make.
the ride.
Yeah, I'm basically like, okay, well, in the next 6 seconds, I know what I'm gonna do. I just have to wait for those 6 seconds to pop back up. So.
Got it. Dog's turn. Dog is going to see. You're in the water. You are next to the dog. Dog is going to attack Hikate. First with its bite. 14 plus 6. I assume that hits.
Yes.
It's a D8. 3 plus 4. That's 7 damage from the bite.
Okay.
You're going to see the tentacles on its back turn and fling towards you. It's an 18 plus 4 to hit. I'm assuming that hits.
Yes.
I don't know why my brain just went down. I roll a 4. 4 plus 4, that's 8 to hit. Or 8 damage, I'm sorry.
So 7 and then 8. Okay.
Yep. You feel the tentacles wrap around you. You are grappled. Your movement speed is now 0. The dog is going to release its spider climb and fall, pulling you with it towards the water.
Okay. Say that again. I'm sorry. The dog is what?
You are in the water now.
Okay.
You just got
Dog
pulled
is
in.
pulled you.
Okay.
Yep. That's it for the dog's turn. Lair action. Anybody grappled is going to get pulled by a surge of water. Maybe. Let's see. The water in the well will make a constriction against a grappled creature on hit. Okay, got it. 4 plus 6 on you.
Won't hit.
Won't hit. Alright, next one is for Festia. You are holding on.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't hit you. You'd get pulled. You're the only one that's technically grappled by that. Neither of you move. You're fine. You're
I'm
not
like trying to counter grapple.
And-
Sandro.
Hikate. 15. Does that hit?
Yes. Wait, no, sorry, 16.
Ah, you were fine.
Thank God.
Okay, yeah, you feel like your body get constricted by it, but it's not enough to do damage to you. This is what you would feel as well if you could feel. And you feel it try to pull you under, and you do something, and it keeps you
Wrangle
from
enough
moving.
to keep.
Yeah,
Okay,
you resist enough.
Okay.
All right, that's gonna take us to Farain.
Jeez, okay. How deep is the... Well, I guess I don't know that, do I? Okay. So, right now, I'm a spider. I will...
God, I want to put that on a shirt.
Yeah.
I am a spider.
I am a spider.
I will do what spiders do, and they crawl on surfaces in funny ways. So, hearing all this commotion...
You're seeing it then.
Inside the... Well...
Or you're not in it?
I was still in the face.
Oh, never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah. Well, it was a long way to get to it. I'll peek over the side, and I'll skitter forward until I can apparently see clear at some point.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. 5 feet and you can see.
Oh, okay. All right. How far down deep is everybody?
40 feet to the water.
40 feet?
Yep.
I use my full movement to get close, within 10 feet of the water, I guess.
Okay.
Or somewhere right there. And there's just a bunch of my friends just pulled into the bottom of the
from
thing.
your perspective, you don't see Sandro at all.
Okay.
You see Salvador. You don't see Hecate. You see Salvador and Hecate at the surface of the water, like crammed tightly into this 5-foot space,
Okay.
presumably. And you see tentacles wrapped around Hecate, but you don't see the creature.
I don't see the creature.
No.
Okay. I'll ready my action to I guess attack if anything is around to attack.
Got it. Roll a death save.
Alright, Ashley gave me this d20 to take here,
Oh, no.
so hopefully it would roll well.
So we can blame Ashley if it doesn't.
Hey! 14.
Oh my god.
Okay, first one's a save.
That's good.
All right, Salvador, you are not restrained in any way. You are floating at the top of the water. You are very close to Hecate. Anything you do in this space that is combat related is going to be at disadvantage because you've got an ally in the same space as you.
Yep. He is going to go down.
Got it. How far down are you going?
I'm going to go down to see if I can get Sandro.
Okay.
I'm going to, do I need to also roll perception to see if I can see?
Yeah, I'm going to need you to roll an intelligence check first, straight intelligence.
Okay.
It's going to be 15 or higher for your character who've even known that Sandro was in peril like this.
Okay. I didn't see him get pulled down.
You would have seen him get pulled down. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. You're right. You would have just seen me gone to go get him, period.
Yeah, and you would have seen me.
My brain was like, how do you know he's dead? But you don't know he's dead. You just know he's underwater.
I just know he's
I am tired. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I need to roll for perception so I can see? Or?
Yeah, you would still need to know where they are. Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay, so roll at disadvantage. It's a lower DC. You're looking for 3 targets now. It's a bigger mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 13 and an 18.
Oh yeah, you can make out
shapes.
You make out 3 distinct shapes, but you're not able to make out any kind of details or like health status.
And then I have, so they're 15 feet below me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go 15 feet down,
Okay.
and I will attempt to strength move the...
Okay. As you move out of the dog was right next to you.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure you knew that. Because I don't know if I declared it. 12 plus 4, 16, does that beat your AC?
Nope.
No. Okay. Are you wearing heavy armor?
No.
Okay.
Check that.
Okay, cool. Cool. You as you move out of the dog's range, you see teeth snarl at you, but it misses. Okay, you make your way down 15 feet. What are you doing?
I'm going to, I guess, I don't know how strength would work in
Yank all
terms of,
3
but
of
essentially, yeah, I would be trying to undo the grapple.
Oh,
Yeah, you see
can-
me trying to grab Sandro.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm
Or-
at that moment where like you are moving and I am not moving.
Yeah.
I always feel like D&D combat is like that, where it's like a freeze frame almost
You can
of
use
a
an
moment.
action to make a athletics check against breaking the grapple if you're trying to get the tentacles off of Sandra.
Okay.
Think you're a strong boy.
15.
15, I believe, works. I'm just double checking. 15 does work. So you feel the resistance of the tentacles. You pull. Finally, it comes free. Sandro starts to drop.
I thought that he was like the creature was below and he was above.
I mean, Sandro's just. Well, you have him.
I have.
He goes limp.
Okay.
Hephaestus is able to catch him because he's holding him. But
Okay.
He doesn't all of a sudden start.
I
falling.
was like, not further!
Yeah, that's what would have happened if
Okay.
Hephaestus didn't stop him. But
Okay.
effectively, the creature was holding them in that space.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm making a lot of mistakes this fight. Please forgive me.
Let's see. Just 2 friendly targets in the way, so we'll move the bonus action. Won't really work here.
Are we going to keep playing?
I'm going to use the rest of my movement to get past them, so that, or try and like basically be in between the creature and.
First question: do you have a swim speed?
I don't know what is there a thing?
It would be a part of your racial trait if you had it.
Yeah. If
I don't think
You're a
Yuan-ti
coral,
do. It's
right?
probably.
I think it's just climb.
Where are you?
It's probably like a Loken stuff.
Can you look and see what swimming is rules?
I think swimming is half movement if you don't have a swim speed.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Then I
Sounds
still have it then, because I only moved 15 feet and I've got 40 total.
Great. So you have 10 more feet of movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will be kind of using that movement to get in between the creature and them.
Gotcha. So you're just kind of repositioning yourself. That's fine. Gotcha. Golden. Okay. Anything else on your turn? I think you still have a bonus action. If you want to use it. You can't use it to make an attack. You have to do that in combination with
Right.
with
Yeah, I think that's all I can do. I can maybe do poison spray.
That's an action.
Oh, it is an action.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, then
which I've
that's-
always disliked.
Yeah, that's
Kate.
it. That's it.
You are up.
Okay, so the dog is still beside me, or that moved?
No.
It dropped from.
Okay, that's
No,
what I thought.
you were. The dog is like 5 feet below you.
5 feet. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I
So
figured.
it dropped in and went underwater a little bit. You got pulled in. You're at the surface of the water.
Okay, so I'm still within a range of it. Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure of. I want to stab it with my dagger.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Okay, perfect. 18.
18. That is going to hit. Roll damage.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so my dagger, what can I do with it? Sorry, I was just thinking.
You're okay.
So, how do I do this? So, for damage, I'm supposed to roll. Wait, a 6. So, yeah, for damage, I'm supposed to roll this. For something I'm proficient in, I'm supposed to roll a d6, right?
For something you're proficient in,
Yeah.
you just add your proficiency modifier. At this point is a 2.
So you're on your to hit step, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're
Oh, okay. So, okay, I guess what I'm saying is, okay, so I'm supposed to roll a d4, right?
for damage.
Yeah, for damage.
Yes.
But I have that extra point, so I just still roll my d4 and then I add that on there?
What extra point?
My extra point for my scared.
Oh yeah, you just
Okay.
add
So I
1
just wanted
damage
to make sure.
just a
Okay.
flat 1 damage to your damage.
Okay. I just want to make sure. But
you have martial arts, so you should be rolling a d6.
okay,
Right.
so that's okay. Well, then in that case,
Yep. Roll a
so
d6.
d6 and then add. Okay, that's
Yep.
what I.
And then you
okay,
still get your
that's-
+1.
Okay, I knew I had been rolling these. Okay, so 3 plus
Okay.
4 plus 1.
Okay.
So yeah.
Monks.
Okay, nice.
So 8 total.
Yep.
Into the dog.
Yep. Yes, thank you. Into the dog specifically.
Gotcha.
Huh?
It's like Sandra.
A dog turns and looks at you and is very angry and bleeding
Good.
Black blood.
Black. blood.
profusely.
Good.
All right. Is that it for your turn, Hikate?
Yes.
It's the creature's turn. It's going to lash out with its tentacle at Sandro.
Salvador and
I should be in the way.
disperse
That
themselves,
was the
so-
reason specific.
I either have full cover or it attacks him.
Well, it definitely has reach on a tentacle. So it's going to be able to hit, but I will give cover. So
Like a +2 to AC, depending on how much cover.
I think it's plus. Yeah, I'll say it gives 3. I'll say it gives 3/4 cover,
Okay.
which I believe is +5 to AC. I'm fine with that.
19. Oh, do I still add my dexterity to that, even though I'm making death saves? I don't know.
We're gonna just say that you do.
All right, 19.
What is it?
12.
I was gonna say
that's
it's
not
like,
enough.
17.
That's not enough. It misses. It's going to snarl forward and attempt to bite you. As part of its multi-attack.
Out of my way.
That's a 10 plus 4, 14. Nope.
My dinner.
Alright, both attacks miss. It's going to move 15 feet deeper into the water.
Jesus Christ. Is there current?
Very
These
slight.
waters.
Very slight one.
Okay.
Sandra wouldn't know that. But yeah, there's a slight. It's going to move 15 feet away. That would be moving out of your range. Are you taking an attack of opportunity?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. 15. Or 16.
16 hits.
Nine.
Okay. Hephaestia, you are up.
Okay.
Foreign on deck.
Verbal components, can they still be utilized underwater?
You will.
I could still say it. The tree fall doesn't make it sound. If I do a verbal component underwater that no one
There's
can
a little
hear.
bubble.
I know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I know you know the rules as written.
Oh, I think you can cast a spell once. You
I think that's what
you
I was
lose
gonna
your
say.
holding breath ability after you make
Okay.
a verbal component. So you were going to start drowning after.
Mm-hmm. And the way drowning works is you can hold. Yeah, there are rules. I was looking them up recently. It's
For a reason.
you can hold your breath, or no, you stay conscious. You begin suffocating. I can't remember how they worded it exactly, but it's after you take in water. No, don't worry about it. We'll see. Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, we'll find out.
If I have Sandro, who is
Because I'm making
virtually weightless underwater,
pretty much.
can I still use my movement to get us to the surface if we were 15 feet down?
Ooh. You can then survive for a number of rounds equal to your Constitution modifier.
Yeah, so it's actually a little different than what you've been up to. So, how many rounds has it been since you went unconscious?
One. I made one save.
This is the second round because I got to him on the first round.
What's
we were
your con
unconscious.
modifier?
So if I don't bring you back up this round,
It's gonna be a problem. Just bring him to the surface.
That's why I'm asking.
I knew there were rules for it, but I couldn't think of what it was.
Since he's virtually weightless, can I bring him to the surface using half my movement speed? Like, can I swim him to the surface?
What's your movement speed total?
30.
You're only 15 feet down, right?
Yeah.
Even with him not weightless, you still get 15 feet of movement.
Okay.
I think she means because she's having to kind of carry him.
Yeah,
oh, like
he's
stacking disadvantage,
Yeah.
essentially. How happy am I? Yeah, sure.
Okay. It was either gonna happen either we were both gonna die next round, or I get him to the surface and only risk him dying. Because either way, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds. It's just before I use my movement or after I use my
Got it.
movement. So, So if I can get him to the surface of the water, then I'll use the Cure Wounds to give you the 1d8 plus 2 health. And I'll try to make sure your head is above the water as much as I can. I know you're not wearing anything heavy.
I only
really.
weigh 145 pounds total with all my stuff.
Dripping wet?
150.
It's 2 plus 2.
Okay.
So you get 4.
Start vomiting.
Ow!
You see, real fast.
Yeah.
You break the surface tension of the water. You come above. You cast your spell. You see his physical wounds heal. He does not start coughing. He does not wake up.
Oh. Shit. I'm gonna start punching you in the gut.
Oh,
Get that
okay.
fucking water out of me.
Wake up!
Yeah. Okay, so that was my movement, that was my action. Bonus action. What do I got?
You can heal your wounds though.
Yeah.
I
it's
teleported
one.
to get to him. I can't teleport with another person because I've already used it. Nobody's holding a rope. I see. I look up and what do I see?
Fucking
Well,
spider.
10 foot above you, you see a huge spider. That's the biggest spider.
Have I seen you in this form before?
No!
Salvador. Salvador's gonna look up and be like,
Oh, okay. I do have a feat in the revised ranger. I do have something that can help me here. Okay, so
I probably want to reach for
Appreciate
Salvador
you.
too, so it looks like I'm like opening
Trying
up to like
to-
grab onto
Okay.
him.
You have the innate ability to communicate with beasts that recognize you as kindred spirit. Through the sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas to the beast as an action.
oh.
It can read its basic mood and intent. Alright. I
What-
see
What's his
you-
basic
What a
move, ninja?
friendly spider.
I am...
I mean, I think at this point you have a free action to communicate. And
Yeah,
that's basically
and I say in Sylvan, and I say, if you are not Forain, do not think I will not kill you.
If you are not Forain, you will be slain. Come on.
Yeah. There you go. If you're not Forain, you will be slain. There you
Okay.
go. Very, very nice.
I can't actually speak, but can I, as a free action, can I just do something weird like no other spider would do? Like I'll take my fangs and I'll start like undulating them in like a weird pattern or something. You know, like just something like not. Spiders don't do that.
So it's like
You
I'm
see a spider
kicking-
undulating in a strange pattern with its teeth.
Yeah.
It looks hungry.
I look hungry, I guess. Yeah.
And it's like I'm like
Alright.
have Sandro's arm
Yeah.
trying to keep him afloat, and it's like I got my sword and I'm trying to intimidate, and I'm like kicking as fast as I can.
What's
to
the
keep
scene
us
from
from-
like Pirates where it's like, I'm a little busy right now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is it my turn yet? Shit.
Nope.
Oh no. It's so fun. Oh yeah, I'm after the things on it. Damn. Oh.
Pause scene. Go to the next
All right,
person.
all right.
Denim jumps in.
Oh god!
Can he even
Have no
fit?
fear, Denim is here!
Fucking axe coming down.
Let's see here. What is going to happen?
Doo-dah.
I've like spent the last 3 days being soaking wet.
Are you unhappy about it?
I think I might have to like put powder in my boots to keep from getting like trench foot or something.
For sure.
You need to take a day. Just
Okay.
try out.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna let somebody else ride my horse. I'm just gonna lay in the cart.
Alright.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who's at the who's at the breach of the well? I know we've got Spider in the well, we've got Hephaestia and Sandra's body there, we've got
Like,
Dog.
Kate.
Is above dog.
Kate
By
is
5
above
feet.
Dog by 5 feet. Dog is going to cast darkness. At the base of the well.
Interesting.
20, centering it at the water, centering at the water, so it's going to go 10 feet up and 10 feet down, completely obscuring the bottom part of the well and the section of 10 feet of the water there.
Mhm.
It's then going to move towards Salvador. So Salvador, looking around, you've got dog thing in front of you, and
Yeah.
other
Weird tentacle
creature behind you.
Yep, lovely.
Let's watch that. Reverse it. Layer action.
Bessie starts cussing and Sylvan again.
This time the water doesn't move the way you've seen it move the last few times. Forain,
Mhm.
from your position on the wall, thick, nasty slime starts secreting out of the edges of the well. making everything significantly slippier than it has been before.
Okay.
This will affect your spider climb
Okay.
in some way.
Okay.
We'll get to it on your turn.
Okay.
You know what? It'll affect it now. Make for me a dexterity saving throw.
No. Oh no, that was bad. Oh no, that was also bad. Okay. It was cocked, but that is the cocked die was actually better than what I actually rolled. 7.
Had to beat a 12. 12 was the DC round.
Yeah.
You slip.
Okay.
The spider's attacking now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Who's at the surface of the water? Unconscious Sandro.
Hephaestia.
I got to 5 feet above.
How far up were you?
You're like
10
10.
feet.
You just said 10. Or I said just 10 feet.
2d6 damage.
2d6? What happened to the good old 1d6? Okay.
Oh, it
Five.
had been 1d6. You're right. Just take the first one.
5.
5.
No, 4. Sorry, the total
4.
was 5. Last one was 1.
Okay. 4 damage. You take 2. You take 2. Festia take 1. Take a single death save.
Hecate would be the first one hit before.
Were you there too?
Wait,
She's
what?
5 feet above the water.
Yeah.
Oh god. You take 1. You take 1. Everybody just take 1. Everybody take 1.
1d6?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No,
Just
no,
1 point of
no.
damage.
Oh, okay.
Are you in the water or are you up on the wall?
I'm up on the wall. I've never really hit the water.
No,
Right.
the
Right,
beast
I'm
pulled
not-
you in.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just okay. Just
Everybody take 1 point of damage.
got it.
Do I
Done.
take 1 point of damage?
No.
15 feet above. 15
Yes!
Just for asking.
This is why we stop at 6 o'clock. All right. Farain, your turn.
Oh, okay. Alright. Well, I'm a massive spider, and I'm just sort of...
Oh, your hair is hydrophobic. Is it helping you
Are
float?
are my hairs hydrophobic? Is that a thing? I don't
Yeah,
know.
You
Speed.
hope so.
Can I, man, how jam-packed like sardines are we in here?
Badly.
I will,
And pretty much everything you're gonna any action other than moving out of the space is gonna be a disadvantage.
We are not social distancing.
it doesn't seem like it.
Oh.
Okay. I guess, it's too crowded up here. I have, down here, I have blind sight, so I'm just gonna dive, further down at the moment. I'm not quite afraid of aquatic areas in particular.
You are a giant spider going down?
Yeah.
I don't think you're passing anyone. I think you're taking everyone with you if you go down. I hope you understand the
Tempting. Will I be dragging people down with me if I try to?
I'm gonna have you make an acrobatics check.
For every
And
single.
only because you have blind sight. If you didn't have blind sight, I would have just called that you did it. So I'm going to say that you have the wherewithal to know that there are allies near you.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what I can do right here.
You know what?
At all.
You can move out of the space. You know that they're allies. Movement rules allow you to move through ally space. We let a centaur jump through a window.
All right.
You can move through the space.
All right.
Kinda spider
I will move down. I haven't used any movement, so up to 15 feet, I guess. The thing is, like, I have like 10 feet of like just knowing where crud is based on like vibrations, right?
Yep.
So
The dog should
Is-
be 10 feet direct.
I'm gonna say any awkward forms that aren't my teammates with it.
The
There is
dog-
a dog within like 5 feet.
Yeah, you can get to the dog.
I can get to the dog.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm alright. I'm gonna attack the dog.
Okay.
Alright, it's going to attack for... I'm going to launch out my mandibles out of him. Does a 21 hit?
Hell,
21
the
hits.
torpedoes.
Fire missiles! I see
Cool.
several sees explosions.
Alright, so he takes...
It's like a sonar sound.
Yeah.
he takes 9 piercing damage.
What do we see?
And, oh, what do we see? Oh, okay. So as I sort of like use a combination of like anchoring my spider pinches against the walls, crawling forward down there, I see some aberrant creature, and I can probably smell blood in the water, all sorts of weird shit. So at this point, I open my jaws as wide as I can, and then it looks at me, and it's probably like, holy shit, what's a spider doing here? And it sort of like screams, and I go, ah! And I scream back, and then I bite onto it as it screams. I guess also, you know, I excrete poison into it. It's gonna die anyways. But I'm freaked out. So
Do you let it go, or you keep it in your jaws?
do I let it go, or do I keep it in my jaws?
Yeah, you bit it, right?
I gotta be honest, I would probably hold on to it for a second.
You can see it begin to change the moment it goes limp.
Mm-hmm.
You see its dog snout turn into like a much flatter, more humanoid face. The skin turns blue, ears go pointed, teeth become jagged and sharp. You see two little wings kind of pop out of its back, and it just falls limp in your arms.
What?
You opened your mouth, you bit, you screamed back.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of things I was keeping to myself. I'm like, no, I'm not going to make him breathe in water. I'm not going to make him breathe in water. You screamed. That was the third thing. I was like, I got to have it happen.
I still have enough time to get back to the surface.
I agree,
Spider
but
caught
if
on
you
fire.
don't, you're in trouble.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk back up.
Okay. All right.
So there's you and the dead thing in your arms, Jen.
I don't think I
Surface.
can carry it and still get back to the surface. So I might dive back in for it, maybe. But
Well, if you let it go, it starts to fall. Like, just drift towards the bottom.
I mean, I won't be able to make it up. I'll drown if
Okay.
I don't let it go.
That's fine.
So. If somebody wants to go get it, that's fine. But
All right.
I
Sandro.
got a good visual depiction of it, or sonar depiction of it.
Mhm.
The blind side. Okay.
Yeah.
I probably don't know what color it is, but
Yeah, you got a good feel for the and being familiar with what shifting is like.
yeah.
You can kind of sense the change happening in your mandibles.
Okay.
And yeah, you're able to kind of piece together some stuff.
Okay.
Sandro, before you make your saving throw or your death save,
You have one success, one fail.
Hmm?
You have one success, one fail, right?
yes, I want you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, you need like.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Oh, okay, that's good. Oops.
I'd say right now it has to be a 15.
It's 15.
Oh.
So, because I did hear it called earlier, you start you have been whacking him on the chest
Yeah.
at the top here.
I like can't do the I can't do the Heimlich
Right.
or do anything,
Right.
so I'm just like, all right, he swallowed water like
Punch him
a
in the gut.
Yeah.
Finally, with one good hit, you cough. And out comes water. You are at 0 hit points. You are stable. You are unconscious, 0 hit points. That's
He's
the
like,
end of
I
your
know
turn.
medicine.
I'm a doctor.
Salvador, you're up.
Okay.
The Kate on deck.
So that was terrifying. Just seeing.
The giant spider does surface next to you. That when he's got his arms clamped,
I'm going to
spitting up
assume-
water.
If I see this, I deserve this. I've done something.
I'm gonna do a
I've
roll
done bad
for
things.
Salvador, just because I want to know whether he would think that is actually foreign, or whether that's just a giant fucking spider that just ate.
Did he transform after your turn? Like after you
The
moved into the darkness?
Only person who would have
Yes.
saw me would have been
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gade, yeah.
If I get over.
Okay.
If I get over.
What
a 10,
is your DC?
I'm gonna say 10. If I get over a 10, then I'll recognize that. Okay, this is.
Honestly, I'm not attacking anything right now.
Salvador sees a giant spider come
Wait.
into a water and eat a thing.
Did the darkness end when the...
Yes.
Okay.
Darkness
Oh.
ceased. Darkness
Oh,
still
thank
useful.
God.
Okay, in that case, I would see the allies around. I'm gonna bring it down to 5.
Okay.
Oh
so
my god.
As long as you don't screw this up.
60.
Okay. Yes. Okay. You know that is
I still felt it needed a roll because that's still
No, I like
Oh,
it.
yeah.
terrifying.
I appreciate it. Take a D6 inspiration.
I really just need to demo the things that I've learned how to do in front
Hey,
of people
guys.
beforehand. Before this
Yeah.
before
you
I
do.
look like another enemy entering the fight.
Yeah.
If you see a spider with an orange stripe,
Alright, and how deep below did the creature that was below me go?
oh, he's probably only 15 feet away.
I mainly just don't want it to come back up for any reason. But it might also try and grapple me. And I've been underwater.
Get some fresh air. Don't scream.
Jason. Well, you don't have any verbal things to do, right? Any weird.
Yeah, you don't have any verbal things.
I mean, it's probably safe. You have a good con modifier. You could probably hold your breath for a long time.
What are you doing?
I go up.
Oh, is the odds are even? So
All right. So you've used your movement to get back to the surface.
Yep.
Okay. You're there. What are you doing? Anything else?
I'm going to take the rope
Mm-hmm.
that I have and tie it around me and start to try and climb up.
Okay.
Did
Seems
you do anchors
unnecessary.
already? Wait.
My hope is that I can get to the top.
Oh, I see.
You'll be the anchor.
I gotcha.
Got it. Athletics check, disadvantage.
That was slippery.
Slime is still present.
oh, interesting.
Also, Justin,
18 and 4.
asked to never do the Vafir voice again, please.
There wasn't a off your voice.
Ashley still dropped.
There were no sound effects. There was no haroo haroo.
It was an 18 and a 4, so I imagine he just kind of slips and can't get a grip.
18 and a 4. Yeah, you with a 4 you don't even really make it that far. You just immediately start slipping as you try to climb out.
I guess as a since that didn't work, are we considering that action?
That was your action, yeah.
Okay, can I do bonus action to take my javelin and wrap the rope around it?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check. Are you wrapping or tying?
Tying.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured.
Yeah. 4.
It's a strong knot. That's a strong.
I am
knot.
strong. I make strong now.
Strong knot. Hecate, what are you doing?
Okay.
You were in the water, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so let me think. How close is it to me?
Nothing is near you.
Okay.
There is a creature of some variety still in the water. You're not sure from your current position where it is.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay, it doesn't matter.
I think from surface level the thing is 30 feet? Or no, 25 feet
It's
below?
around 25, 30 feet away, but
Okay.
Hecate wouldn't be aware of that.
Right, no. But just
Okay.
for clarification.
Yeah, no, totally.
Okay. I guess this is more of a question of if I can. Would I be able to cast? Oh yeah, range is 60 feet. Okay, just kidding. So I want to cast Hellish Rebuke on it.
Okay. How does that work?
Okay, so instantaneous. I point my finger in the direction of the creature, vague direction, and the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by.
That's
hellish
a reaction. It has to hit you first.
Oh, it has to hit me first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then on its turn, as a reaction, you can hit it with Hellish
Oh
Rebuke.
shit.
Yeah. So it's like.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I see that.
it's a trap
okay,
card.
All right, never mind then. Since I'm at the surface and I don't know exactly where it's at, there's really not much that I can do. I guess I just swim over to. Well, we're within 5 feet of each other, so it doesn't matter. I just go over to like Sandro and Hephaestia and make sure that they're okay, and see whatever Salvador is up to with the rope.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Okay. Okay. Perception too. All right. 13.
13. You see that Salvador has tied a fantastic slip knot, but he's put this part that slips in the wrong spot, and any weight put on it would just come free.
Unravel? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So, like, instead of it cinching down like that, it would just pull through.
Okay, gotcha. Alright,
So I would say with the two of you together, I'm not going to make you roll for it again, you're able to correct his knot.
Okay, perfect. Alright, awesome.
Okay. That's going to take us to the creature's turn. Anybody in the water that is not at the...
I think everybody's at the surface.
Yeah, no,
Everybody's at the
everybody
surface?
For the most part, yeah.
Frank.
Mm-hmm. What?
You feel a tentacle lash up at one of your appendages
Uh-huh.
and wrap around it, and it pulls free, like it slips off of you.
Interesting.
It still has some slickiness on your foot from where you slid down.
Interesting.
I assume a 13 doesn't hit.
It does hit.
Oh! This time you feel a tentacle wrap
Oh,
around.
no, it doesn't.
Oh, you son
Sorry,
of a...
I forgot what form I was in for a second.
My heart! I felt such elation
Oh, Lord, okay.
in your undulating jaw.
His performance on the lady jaw.
The creature ends its turn. To the best of anybody's knowledge, it doesn't do anything else.
So something lashed out at me from the water.
Yes.
Weird. Okay.
Why weird?
I mean, just a little weird. I thought I bit into something and it was gone, but I didn't know like the thing was still gonna get us. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. It is now Hephaestion's turn.
Alright, so you cough up the water after me like punching you like in the diaphragm trying to get it out of you.
And then I go limp.
Yeah. I do just enough damage to make you at 0.
Yeah, you did 4 points of damage, but
Yeah.
medicine.
And there's a giant spider, and Salvador's trying to climb up the wall. You're checking on everybody. You help Sandro fix the knot, or Salvador fix the knot. I'm gonna try and talk to this spider. With my action, using my primeval awareness through sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas to a beast as an action, and you can read its basic mood and intent. You learn its emotional state, whether it's affected by magic of any sort, its short-term needs such as food or safety, and actions you can take if any to persuade it not to attack. I'm just going to, I don't know if Sandro can float, but like still kind of like have him like an arm, and I'm just gonna like do this and do some clicking noises.
I can understand common. I just remind you of that.
Amazing.
Dwarf.
Oh, Dwarven, sorry, my bad.
Well, I'm just not sure if you are furring. No, it has not been communicated whether or
I mean,
not.
you could easily say it at the same time. I don't.
Are you for it?
Well, I'm gonna make clicking noises.
Yeah, go on, make your clicky noises.
Okay, there we go, like.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Emote, right?
So I was
Give me time.
gonna do just simple sounds and I'm like basically trying to communicate with you that if you are helpful, if you are not a known friend, we can be friends.
Are you an unknown friend?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
and I have great hunting skills, and will find you adequate prey if you help us get out of here.
Yeah, alright. Good.
I really want him to play that up.
So what do I get back from you? I get back basic mood and
Here's
intent.
what I give. What do I give?
What sort of noises do giant spiders make? It's probably something like.
I think you just heard him.
You just heard him.
Oh,
I feel like
I go. Back.
it rhymed.
Yeah.
I get that basic mood or intent.
Oh.
What is your mood?
I take like 2 arms on each side. I'm like.
I'd say you get back friendly and helpful.
Okay.
And a little bit. It's terrified.
Yeah.
Hope it's good.
And I'll just try to make sure Salvador doesn't float.
Doesn't float. Make sure it's out.
Salvador doesn't
Sandro
float.
Alright,
Sandro
yeah, okay.
does.
But we all float down here.
I was gonna say float away, but there's nowhere for you to go away to.
Sink.
Sink away.
Got
I want
it.
to make sure you don't sink
Okay.
away.
Are you doing anything else on your turn?
No, that's pretty much it.
Combat roleplay is amazing.
Yeah.
Dog's turn. Dog is dead. Layer action.
Walls or teeth?
The minute it closes its mouth.
More slime comes out of the wall. Frange, you're up.
Alright, man, how difficult would it be to climb? I guess I'll take a shot at trying to climb up with the slime. I remember that I failed pretty abysmally. Maybe if my roll was higher, I could try to get up.
Acrobatics or athletics.
Athletics. Okay. Well, I want to take the
At disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Slippery walls.
Okay. All right. Well, I will take the spear, I guess. I'll hold one of my appendages out and bring it to my mouth
Okay.
so that I can carry it upwards.
Okay.
And we'll see if what's highest.
That's my noise.
What is he? Like 10 make it up the wall. All right. Well, I slide the fuck back down.
As a free action, I ask if anyone else can take Sandro. I have been trying to keep us afloat for some time now.
I didn't get to get details.
How many rounds until the aboleth shows up?
Oh,
That's what I want to
kidding,
know.
I'm kidding.
Suddenly below it's just jaws.
All right.
Second on
You doing
deck.
anything else for him?
I guess I want to know, while I have like 10 feet of blind sense, do I feel like we're encased in organic matter? Like, is there like any sort of movement or undulation beyond the stone walls?
Oh no,
Do you know what I mean?
not at all.
No. It just seems like an enchanted well of some sort.
Doesn't even seem enchanted.
Okay, weird. All right, but it seems like stone,
Mhm.
and there's nothing past it.
Right? Just
Okay.
slimy stone.
Weird. Okay.
That's gonna take us to Sandro. You're stable.
What god pulls me into their domain to have a talk with me? That's usually how this goes.
You're stable.
My characters.
You're stable.
Arendelle, I mean...
Roll
I mean, Bartholomew, I
a
mean.
roll a d20 for me.
Oh, that's a 16.
Not high enough. I was gonna let you pop to 1 hit points if you critted.
It was a good roll.
Salvador, you're up.
Is the creature thing still 25 feet below, or did it move further?
You can make a
away?
perception check at disadvantage for your action.
Maybe. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Are all the tendrils coming from below us?
Yep.
Okay, interesting.
I'm going to, I guess, hold my action to where if any tentacles come within, I'm going to go down a little bit, 5 feet down, so that way I'm not piled up with everyone.
Okay.
And then have my, have a long sword and a ornate long sword angled downward.
Okay.
And then just hold my action to where if any tentacles or anything comes up, I will attack it.
Got it. Okay. Hecate, you're up.
Okay. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm completely at a loss. Can I don't know if this would be allowed, but can I try to... How I monk slid in,
Mm-hmm.
can I try to, like, monk walk
You're
out?
trying to do some crazy monk shit up the wall?
Yeah.
Athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Okay.
At disadvantage.
Of course. Blah. I'm gonna go for acrobatics. BT down. Can't be too bad. Oh, that's a damn shame.
What was it?
My second roll was a 20.
Woo!
My
Oh!
first roll was a 3.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start kind of parkouring up. You wall jump. You go boom, boom, boom. You get like 3 jumps up before your foot gives, and you slide back.
Oh, it's my foot gives, not the slime?
Your legs have been through a lot.
Your foot
That's true.
gives
Okay.
in the slime.
Okay.
Your legs have been through a lot the past 2 days.
That is very true. That is very true. They were
Yeah.
not on. Okay.
Alright, so that was your action. Well, not your action. That was your movement. You still have an action and bonus action.
Yeah. Can I try it again?
It'll cost you your action.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, am I at disadvantage again? by the
Hold
way?
on, wait a second.
Okay. Yeah. No. Think this through.
It cost you your movement. So even if you succeeded in your check, you wouldn't have any more movement.
Okay. So is this a no go?
This is a no-go.
Okay. Fine.
Apologies.
Hey, remember that one time I walked that dog and I got inspiration? And I forgot to tell you about it. As soon as we got back.
You do have that inspiration.
So,
You can apply it to that 3 if you want.
okay.
You said a 1d20.
It's a D20 inspiration for walking my dog.
Shit.
Oh,
My rolls have just been shit today.
Does it
Got a
pitch? Does it
5.
pitch? Does
I
it?
know that feel.
Sorry, not enough.
God damn.
It's a good use of the D20 though.
Patrick's like, this is how it's
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, now I know how you
Game.
Okay.
This was
All right. It's gonna be the creature's turn. None of you perceive anything happening, but you are still in initiative order. Hephaestia, you are up.
I wish I could talk.
Did anyone take Sandro from me?
Oh. I was gonna
I'm sure
volunteer
Sandra
myself
would
for
have
that.
plenty to
but-
say.
You still had your bonus action.
Okay,
I would
so-
say that you could do that as part of like as this. You
I'm
could, you
already
can-
next to them.
Yeah,
It's
as
not
part of
like-
your free action to respond back, you can grab them,
Okay.
and we'll just call that your use of your bonus action.
Okay, great. So
Wow.
Great. Done with that motherfucker.
Dead weight.
I mean that's 0 hit points. So this dog is still around, and
That's your character sheet.
do you say anything like it attacked you? Did it attack you or?
The dog?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean it did at some point, yeah.
Okay.
Not recently.
I'm going to put my head back under the water.
Okay.
And swim down maybe 10 feet and see if I can't see like any more threats.
Make a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay. Ooh, hold on. This is my favorite enemy, so give me a second. I should get advantage. Do you have advantage on wisdom, survival checks, track, and intelligence text to recall? Okay, so it's not
I mean-
perception.
You're in a darkened space. Yeah, I'm going to call for perception on this one.
Okay.
If you were like above ground, not in danger, dedicating to tracking.
7 plus 4 is 11. And that was an 11 plus 4, so 15. So 11 is my lowest.
What's your passive perception?
14.
You don't see anything.
Okay. Okay. Was that my action?
Looking around?
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, making a skill check is an action.
Okay.
Sometimes I call for that kind of stuff without it being that, but so far this fight I've mostly done it as an action.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Damn. Okay. I should have done the primeval awareness instead. But, no, that's an uninterrupted minute. That doesn't work. So, bonus action, all I got is like Hunter's Mark or my force damage, so I'm good. I'm going to stay in the water. No, I'll use my, well no, I went 10 feet down and I have 30 foot, so I can only get 5 feet back up, so I'm going to stay.
Okay. Farain, your turn.
Alright, so my spider form is not doing me much good right now. I'm going to drop my wild shape.
Okay.
And
can breathe.
I'll plop into the water and wade around. Let's talk out of this dwelling before the water again starts swelling, and I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Moonbeam.
Okay.
And it says a silvery beam of pale light shines down a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder, centered on a point within range until the spell ends. Dim light fills the cylinder. When a creature enters the spell area for the first time or starts its turn there, it is engulfed in ghostly flames that causes searing pain. It must make a
What
Constitution
is
saving
that?
throw or take 2d10 radiant
You're
damage
going
on
to
a
do
failed save.
AoE with everybody in the same spot?
I'm going to put it underneath us.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So straight down?
I was gonna say, by dwelling, do you mean the mortal coil?
A shape
You
changer.
said I was nuking everyone in the.
A
you
shape
are
changer makes
literally-
its saving throw with disadvantage. If it fails, it instantly reverts to its original form. On each of your turns, you can use your action to move the beam 60 feet in any direction.
Gotcha.
So I'm literally going to point straight down where I thought the tendrils were lashing out from, because if I have 10 feet of blind sight, I should roughly see the trajectory of it,
Mhm.
and I'm going to point it below my teammates. It's going to origin
I
stuff,
went 10 feet down.
and it's going to, yeah. So, well, then I would know you were there, because I just was a spider a second ago. So I'll target it below her, and then I'm just going to start, like, spotlighting shit with a ghost laser beam.
How many times can you move it?
It's a bonus action? Or?
It's just, as my action, I can do it for an entire minute.
Right, but I mean, can you...
Like
each
pan
of his
it.
turns.
Yeah, each of your turns
actions,
you can move it. So
can-
you're right now, which direction are you pointing it right now?
Just straight down where the tendrils came from.
Gotcha. Okay, is that it for your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Sandra, you're up.
So now the water is like lit underneath us all with the dim
Straight
light?
down, yeah, you get a little bit more light. You'll probably stop making your perceptions at disadvantage.
Nope.
Roll a d20
Oh,
again.
does it... If I hit anything, do you want me to roll for damage? I don't know if it hit anything, but...
You don't need to roll for damage.
Okay.
Nope.
Nope.
Alrighty. Salvador, you're up. Last turn, you're at the top of the water. You tied you did a bad job tying a rope around a spear.
Yep.
Hecate helped you and
Which you
fixed it.
had. And now it is in the water. I guess just limp there, floating
Yep.
on top.
So it's your turn. What are you up to?
I'm going to.
Straight up 40-foot javelin toss.
Is there anything I can do to stabilize Sandro more to bring him up to where he's conscious?
You can, if you have some means of healing him.
I don't, because we don't actually have healing potions. We just have the supplies to make them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no actual healing potions. Does anyone else have healing potions on them that I would know of? That I
No
can
way.
pick and know.
I think I do.
You wouldn't know that.
So no.
I do.
You do.
I actually do
Okay. Good. I'm going to try and I'm going to do
So as your free action, you're going to ask.
Yes.
Got it.
And then,
Yes, blah, blah, blah.
okay, yeah.
So.
Here is a
It's a
healing
cat
potion.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Just looking at Centaur.
Roll play. Back to combat.
So, the healing potion and try to hold Sandra. So Salvador is not.
You're going to save the
Medically
drowning
inclined.
person by pouring more liquid in, which will work.
I
I'm just
saw.
thinking it's funny. Yeah,
him
it's
puke
just
up,
funny.
so I'm like,
Yeah, it's just funny. It will work.
yeah. So I kind of angle his head up and.
All right. How many? What was it? A minor one? Is that 44?
Yeah, it was one minor.
So 44 plus 4. Is that how it works? I don't know.
A minor.
If
no,
it's a minor, it's
2d4
2d4.
plus the spell modifier. But
Oh!
Did you roll good for once?
8.
Hey!
Yeah, it's usually 2d4 plus 2, but
Okay, so 10.
Yeah.
Okay, Salvador. That I would say that was your bonus. That was a bonus action, so you still have an action. We do quick potions.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna kind of try and draw Sandra back to consciousness. You're alive. We're still in the well.
Why?
I think that we can't get out.
How noticeable is this line?
Oh, it's thick. It's oozed.
Secreted it
it's
twice.
probably dripping.
Oh yeah.
there before.
Yeah, it's like running. It's not quite Nickelodeon level slime.
Is it the same looking slime as like the pudding?
We
No.
can't get out that way. There
I
was a
was a-
light
I was afraid that
in
someone was
the
gonna say
water.
that.
That might be the only way to go.
Sure you weren't seeing, the light.
Maybe it was that, and then I saw a Festia, and it was just pain.
Well, she's got that glowing personality.
If we can't go that way, we've got to go that way.
No.
Okay, I guess I still have movement. Or are we considering that my entire action economy?
No, you still have your movement.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I don't think you did anything that would have cost you your movement.
Okay, then I'll be like, I'll check it out. And then I'll go under.
Okay, so you're going to start headed towards that light. So you're able to see the light. You don't have to do any kind of checks or anything like that for it. And do you have a swim speed? Oh, we already
No.
told you don't. So you're able to move 15 feet in that direction.
Okay.
All right, and then we'll pick up there on your next turn. Hikate,
Hi.
what do you get to?
I want to try once again and hope that my die don't fail me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up the wall. Do you want me to let me see? I used acrobatics last time, so
Mm-hmm.
okay. Please, sweet baby Jesus.
Don't forget disadvantage.
What are you doing? Are you trying to climb again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 14. Yeah, 14.
14.
Better. Yeah, better than last
You get
time. by a
higher
long
than you
shot.
did last time, but you don't hit the 15 DC to get up the slimed
Are you
40-foot tunnel.
Serious?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Can I do it again?
I think.
Next
No.
turn.
Yeah.
Okay,
I really don't want to.
creature's turn. Hephaestia,
Mm-hmm.
you went underwater, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm looking for this thing.
Say again.
I'm looking for it, yeah.
So as you're looking around, you don't see anything until you look to your left, and speeding towards you,
Uh-huh.
used a hide action last turn.
Mm.
2 of them,
Oh.
coming right at you.
That was a roller coaster.
Ah!
Important reminder,
Yeah.
you only detected 2 additional Fae earlier.
Right.
First tentacle attack is a 4. Plus 4. I'm assuming an 8 doesn't hit you. Second tentacle attack from the first one.
Can I see any of this
Where are you?
on top of the water?
Have they
She's 10
entered
feet
the
below.
moonbeam at all, or they're staying outside of it?
Well, Hephaestia was above it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
You positioned it
Right
below,
underneath
right?
her.
Yeah.
I kind of assumed this was all still in the big vertical
I would like to
spot.
request
like an
repaint the
aqueduct
picture
under
for us
here.
now that
Sure.
we're all
Yeah.
not
Sure.
in the well. Just what is this like grotto kind of thing?
Sure, absolutely. So looking around in this space, it's hard to tell exactly how big it is, but from your position and the times you've looked around, you've not really been able to see any walls up until this point. Now that there's this moonbeam shining in there, you get a little bit better brightness. You do see that the bottom is maybe only 60 feet down before it hits surface. And there is a wall, let's say, to your east, okay, and it's maybe 10, 20 feet away. Left of you, where they came from, is the source of that bluish-greenish light. Again, maybe 40, 50, 60 feet away, somewhere in that ballpark. Other than that, it is a cavernous, no light.
Has Salvador moved looking at that light? You said that they were.
Yeah,
coming
you
from
would
the
have
light?
moved kind of in that leftwardly direction about 50
But they
feet.
were taking the hide action.
Right.
Yeah, they
And then
took the hide
appeared.
action.
So
Well, no, I'm just wondering, am I in front of you?
I feel like I went straight down. And you
Festia
probably
straight
went
down and you
up.
went over.
At
Okay.
angles.
So
I
they
wasn't
came
going
from this
towards
general
anything.
direction at her.
And you went 15 and I only went 10.
And if you think about it in 6-second increments, they were probably beelining her as you were going this way.
Okay. Okay.
Does that give a good picture?
He's making one.
I was about to say, are you using pencil on a map?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically this. Sideways on.
Do we
Oh, okay, yeah, that's vertical. That's a side view? Is that a platformer view?
Yeah.
Do we want to do something like this? I guess
And then I guess there's a.
we're gonna use. This is now.
Reagan, do we have a hard cutoff? Since we're going late.
Moonbeam.
Not hard, no.
Okay.
So I see 2 of these aquatic dogs.
These are in full
Full bloom.
full blue fairy
Ew.
with tentacles coming off of them, kind of
Alright.
nasty.
Okay.
That's funky.
Alright. And is that was that their action or is my action or?
Oh, sorry. Yes, so we got a little distracted by the picture.
No.
The first,
That's
they were
fine.
both very low. I'm assuming an 11 doesn't hit you.
No.
Okay, the second one of them is going to attempt to hit you with 2 tentacle attacks. 11 plus 4 is 15?
What? 15? No.
15? Natural 20. That's gonna hit you.
I use luck. He has reroll. I'm kidding. I didn't take luck.
What?
First of all, I need to know if someone took luck.
Has anyone? Lucky feet?
Too strong.
I allow 1 person per party to take it. I allow 1 person per party to take
You know what your other feat's gonna be now, Greg?
Dibs.
Yeah.
it.
You probably need it.
Savage.
Well, now I don't want to.
Just to prove a point.
Let's just do
A rump.
a rump. Alright, let's see, what was it? Okay, 8. Ooh,
A 1?
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 points of damage. You are grappled and immediately get yanked back towards the direction they were coming from.
Yeah.
So,
You're
I
on.
feel
so
like
I'd
this
say
is like
with the movement they've used on this turn, that is unfortunately for me, probably only about 10 feet. But, but yeah, you get grappled and moved.
Look, if you want me to go back to the bay, just gotta say, you don't have to.
What kind of passive perception needs to have been able to see?
They rolled an 18 plus 2.
Well, like to see if I see a get you.
Oh, that wasn't attempting to be stealthy. So, if you were above the water, I'd say. What's your passive perception?
Wait,
14.
you said 20 damage?
20 damage.
Okay.
Is she getting yanked past me?
Yeah.
Yeah, roughly.
Can I attempt to,
On your turn?
as a reaction?
Do you have a reaction that does?
as a reaction essentially instead of opportunity attack like Joe.
If
Joe
you
did.
want-
Opportunity attack on her, but a grapple instead of an attack.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I'll allow it. Well, real fast though, before we dive into that, what were you asking? I don't think I finished answering.
Just
your
if we
question.
could see that, if the rest of us could see that.
I was
she's-
gonna say if you're above the water, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
It's like trying to look in water.
Farain
it's
probably
like a
would with his
weird,
high
like,
Even
passive
wobbly
perception.
image.
Even
Looking
without-
down, having cast it, you probably would.
I say even without, I know there's still tendrils coming down, and my friends aren't coming back up. So I feel like that's safe either way.
Yeah, athletics or
For what? I'm so sorry.
for water grab
Oh, no, make a attack
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
against
So am I
Hephaestia's
adding
AC.
anything to that, or is that a flat roll?
No, just a normal attack. Like a unarmed.
Ooh, 16.
Meets it beats.
All right, it grabs you are able to grab on to Hephaestia. You are now counter grappling. You move that 10 feet with her. On your turn, if you want to move away, you can wrestle. You can do a tug of war with Hephaestia in the middle. But you've now grabbed on and you've moved with them, so you're going to not have that movement on your turn.
Okay. I was hoping to prevent her from getting pulled. Period. But water.
Yeah.
Water. Okay, top of the round, Hephaestia, your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to. Let's see. Which does more damage?
Picture Salvador using his tail and then going.
Okay,
Not
so
my intent.
planar warrior does more damage. So I am going to use my bonus action to make my attack do force damage, and I'm going to attack this thing. I assume that I can get my short sword.
You can
How
use a
I
short sword
did
underwater
last
without
time.
disadvantage.
17 plus 6.
That's gonna hit.
Damn, I should have called the sharpshooter or whatever. Oh well. So that's 2d8. And it's gonna be all force damage.
Got it. I was like, short swords don't do 2d8, and then I remember. I got you.
Oh, sorry, no. It's a d6. No, you're right. No, you're right. D6 plus d4 plus a d8.
Okay.
An 8 on the d8, a 1 on the d6, plus, yeah.
So what's the total?
4, 13 force damage.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
That was my bonus action to do the force damage. It was my action to do that. I guess with my movement, can I try to assist the grapple that Salvador is using?
You can give the help action. I'll let you forsake any movement. Well, you have 0 movement, right? Because you're grappled.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, you have none to spare. I'm sorry.
damn.
I was about to give it to you, but no, you have literally no economy there to spare.
Yes. What about these creatures, though? I get a good look at them. Underwater. Is this saltwater? Freshwater? How my eyes feeling?
It's not saltwater.
So these creatures. Oh, that was +2 because it was a favorite enemy to the damage.
Okay, so 15 instead of 13?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. It's a combat heavy episode.
You lost your camera again.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
I have to make an intelligence check to try to recall information about this creature.
You gonna do that as your action?
I already used my action,
Oh, okay.
so I cannot do that. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. It's going to take us to the lair action. It's going to use Undertow now that it's got people or a person constricted. It's going to make a constrict attack against a creature that is currently constricted. What was it? It was a +4, I think I said. Yeah, +4.
You guys
14 +4, 18. I'm assuming hits. Additional 2d6 damage. 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 2. That's 8, 9 additional points of damage.
Sandra, you feel me go limp in your arms.
So this.
Right.
Salvador.
Or Salvador, you feel me go limp in your arms.
And all 3 of you are pulled 5 more feet.
So So I make a slash against this thing.
So
and
where
then
are they going?
After I do that,
Towards the
it
bluish greenish light.
crushes me.
Towards the bluish greenish light.
It's grappled,
Where's that
and then
at?
I go limp.
About 50 feet
Okay.
a direction.
50 feet a direction.
Yep.
Okay.
No.
Frayne, you're up. Sandra on deck.
What is that?
He's trying to make
me get
a
this
layout of this underwater.
Yeah. It's not 3-dimensional, it's platformer. Mario level.
Okay.
Always hate water levels.
Frayne, you're up.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, because the fish always come and get you and pulls you down.
And there's always a bigger fish.
So they didn't move down or anything, I guess.
Nope, they're moving horizontal.
Okay, if I can notice that, I'm going to wild shape into a crocodile, so I am completely comfortable in the water.
Perfect. That's your last wild shape, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to take the moonbeam and point it on whatever has.
Okay, so action to wild shape again, and then bonus action to direct it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You beam it right at him.
Well,
Okay. I think it's still a vertical beam, so I probably only get one, unless they're right next to each other. In which case.
Yeah, well, they're side by side.
Oh,
so.
well then yeah, I'll hit both of them.
They also get me.
Well, I mean, they're not in the same 5-foot square. Like, they're side by side.
Well, if they're within 5 feet of each other, I should just be able to.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you.
Okay. See.
Death by Firbolg.
Well, you don't technically occupy another creature's space when you're grappled.
That is true.
When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time or starts its turn there. So whenever it starts its turn, it's going to take 2d10 radiant.
When it starts its turn, 2d10 radiant.
Yeah, both of them.
Got it. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah.
Did you use your movement? Are you going to use your movement?
Yeah, I'll get closer.
Okay. Sandro, you are up. Salvador on deck.
Said you were gonna get closer.
Yeah.
Where are you moving?
Reach into my
You have,
vest
what,
pocket,
30 foot swim
pull
speed?
out the only other weapon I
Yeah.
still have, an
So
ornate
30
dagger.
feet, so right, not.
And so
not
I didn't
right
see if
next
I
to
see it
us,
get
but
taken,
close
but
to
I
us.
do
above,
look
I think.
down. And before the moonbeam leaves, do I see any glimmering on the bottom of this thing that might be my rapier and dagger?
Did you lose them?
I mean, I
You
doubt
roll
I
them.
held on to
Yeah,
them.
not while you're knocked out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good catch on that. I'm going to give you inspiration for that. 1d8. That's very, very good. And I will say yes, you see them before it moves because
Okay.
you stay. Because that was very honorable. That was nice. Good job.
Okay. I will start swimming down to get them. Probably make it about 20 feet. And as I'm like going down, looking around, I'm looking for the rest of my party. And so, with the moonbeam, can I see what's going on?
Yeah.
So you're able to get down to them and get.
No.
Okay, so you just
Probably about 20 feet. I think because as a rogue, if I'm dashing twice, I can probably swim 45 feet.
That sounds about right.
That's
90?
plenty to get down because I think it's 30 feet down.
No, it's 60.
60.
To get to the bottom of the well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it's 6 feet.
To get to the bottom of the, or to get to where the
From
cavern.
where he was at the top to get to
Yeah,
the
I was
bottom
floating
of
on the
cavern.
surface to get all the way to the bottom.
Oh,
where
to the
my
bottom of the
weapons
cavern.
are,
Okay. I'm
60
talking
feet.
about like where the water level is of the.
Okay.
Sorry.
Gotcha.
But regardless, I imagine I see what's
Sure.
going
Yeah.
on.
So
there.
you're able. You swim down full speed. Let's say 45.
I'll only go about 20 before
Okay.
I see what's going on with them.
So you
Because then
look-
I'm going to be like, alright, clearly I got to go help.
Gotcha. Yeah. You look back up and you are able to see. Most of this cavern is still pretty dark, but because that moonbeam has been shifted up there, you're able to see what's going on in that vicinity, including Hephaestia's limp body.
And how far away from them would I be? How far away have they gone this direction?
They have gone a total of no more than 20 feet.
We said they only had 10 feet of movement last time after.
And then they moved an additional 5. So I would say they've moved no more than 15 feet.
Perfect.
Oh,
I'm
so
going
you
to swim
go-
at him. And a dagger at the one that's grappling.
Okay.
Ooh, that might hit. 18?
18 hits.
Ooh.
Sandro's alive, everyone.
I don't make a noise.
Yeah.
Hold my breath. Gross. But that's still. Ooh, allies are there. right? So presumably that's a sneak attack. Bonus?
Presumably. Yeah, Salvador's there.
All right. So 8 plus 5 is 13.
Yeah, that's how that works.
13 points of damage, and I'm there.
Awesome.
And I give Hephaestus a look. It's very intense.
Alright, I don't see it.
Eyes are a little bit glazed over at the moment.
Salvador, you are up. Hecate on deck.
Okay. Am I still holding on to...
Yeah, you held on. You've moved.
Okay.
You're right there with
Does
Hecate and...
the stabbing that he does make the grapple let loose?
No.
No?
Very wisdom.
There's explicitly an escape DC that someone has to use an action to try and break free.
Okay, then I'll be using my action to attempt to kill it. Great.
Go right ahead.
Let's see. That's. Am I adding something to this, or is it flat roll?
No, it'd be your athletics. So yeah, I mean yes,
Okay.
athletics, not no athletics. Yes.
That would be an 11.
Say again.
11.
It's got to be the 13.
Wait.
What?
1d6 inspiration, motherfucker.
Well, I wanna say I have an inspiration, but I don't know. I've not known what it is for the longest time.
Do you you don't know what the specific die is?
Yeah,
Or?
yeah, no idea.
It's a 1d8.
Can I grant it to?
No.
No. All right.
Thank you for trying though.
Fuck.
What did you needed? It was an 11. What did you roll? A 1?
1.
I'm sorry.
You were told to use your 32-pack abs and pull her out of here.
That didn't happen.
No, he didn't use his 32. He tried to use his arms.
There's your problem.
Okay, Salvador, you doing anything else?
I'm going to just... Shit.
Don't do that.
Are we
Not in
10
the water.
feet?
We're all in the
So
water.
it's grappling because it's got reach and it's 10 feet like in front of us.
No, I'd say it's on top. It's
on
literally,
top of it?
it's
Okay.
like literally if you're looking at 5-foot squares,
Right.
it's you, Hephaestus, yeah.
Okay.
It's 10 feet away from you, but it's 5 feet away from Hephaestus.
I'm going to try and get in between Hephaestus and it as much as possible. That's the only
Well, Hephaestus is grappled.
I do have a 5-foot radius, so 10 feet cube roughly. That is like borderline not hitting her.
Yeah, I would say, and you're not able to end a turn in an enemy square, or really in any occupied square. Now, if you had passed your break check, you could have flavored it that you kind of weaseled your way between them and pushed them away. I would have totally allowed that, but not for this. You could use your movement to get behind them. That's a tactical move because then if they move past you, you get to take an attack of
True
opportunity.
story.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay. All right, so
Actually,
you move.
You know what? I'm gonna action surge.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So you move around behind them and do that?
No, I'm gonna action surge to do another.
Are you trying to fuck up the one that's grabbing her still?
Are you going to try and break the grapple?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
There we go. That's a 21.
There we go.
Nice.
Now he
Yep.
uses his abs.
Yeah.
Yes, you absolutely are able to. You this time you grab on and you flex your abs and you pull with your core.
Yeah.
And they open up and you now have it grappled. You don't let go.
Oh, nice.
Is it possible for me to kind of like use like my weight to like push Vestia away?
Sure.
Give her a swift
Booty
kick with the
Yeah.
end of your tail. Like, yeah,
She's
your
unconscious.
hip.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're right there though.
Do you still have your bonus action, your action surge? Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to say you take your tail.
Yeah, I still have a bonus action as well.
Yeah,
So,
you take your tail, wrap it around her a little bit, and you just sort of you push her back using your tail. You kind of
Nice.
unfurl her back the other direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get her to like the top of the well.
Sure.
Do you want me to do a sort of roll for that?
Nope, no.
Okay.
You're good. You'll just use it as your bonus action. Alrighty.
How far does she go?
in this environment, I'd say you're able to give her kind of a 10-foot push back the other direction.
Okay, she's that kind of the mouth of the.
She's over that way, yeah. She's probably 5-10 feet away from the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like that.
Alright.
Okay.
Just like that.
Just like that.
All right, Hecate, you're up.
Michelangelo.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
gonna swim down,
Okay.
and I'm gonna stab this baddie.
Okay. How much? What is your total movement?
40?
40.
40. So you can move 20 feet, which I think will put you in range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good.
Okay.
Do your worst.
Okay.
No, literally.
Please.
Please do
Okay,
yours.
19.
19
So
hits.
excited.
19 hits. 19 hits. Turn this fight around.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna stab him with my thingamabob. Ooh, a 6.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Love your
plus-
thingamabob.
Plus 1
5.
11?
11 damage.
Yeah.
It snarls at
Wait.
you. It is not happy.
Yeah. Wait, what?
It snarls at you. It's not happy.
That you have
okay.
2
I
more
thought
attacks.
you said it's not happening. I was like, I didn't do anything
Yeah,
to it.
beg your pardon, sir.
Excuse me? Okay,
You have more
so.
key.
Yeah. I'm gonna do Furies of Blows now.
Nice.
Just a reminder, you always have 1 attack you can make as a bonus action.
Yeah, no, I.
Flurry lets you do 2. Okay.
Yeah, I realize that. So, this one is 9.
9 doesn't hit. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
gotcha. Can I do it?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
If you're using your key
that's
point.
what I thought. I just.
Man.
1.
It misses.
Yeah.
It's alright. Are you doing anything else on your turn? No, I guess you've used your action, you've used your bonus action, you've moved.
I'm kind of
One
good.
out of
Yeah.
3
You
ain't
are
bad.
it.
Huh?
1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, I got something. Woo!
Um,
Take it.
Shifter Fairy number 1 is going to lash out at you.
Hold on.
The what?
She takes 16 radiant damage because
Oh,
she's been
yes.
sitting in a radiant beam
Yes.
of light the whole time.
Okay, hold that for me.
Oh, sorry, not take. Constitution saving throw is 16,
Hold on a second.
which she may pass, and then she'll take half. Very presumptuous of me, thinking she's going to fail.
She will.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, does she have a save?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the
It's 8 plus proficiency plus mod, right? So 15 Constitution, or she'll take half. So.
And shape changers have disadvantage?
Oh yeah, shape changers have disadvantage if that is true.
That is true.
Oh okay.
So disadvantage on this, was it?
Yes, and she has to pass 15.
That's and what type of save?
It's Constitution.
Con. Okay, that's a 12.
Oh okay. Already failed then.
Already fails.
So 16
All right.
radiant damage coming down.
Cool. And okay, got it. So that Fae, that fairy shifter, that shifter fairy, is going to. You're going to see the 2 appendages, the 2 tentacles that have come out of its back, are going to lash out at.
3 targets.
Yeah, 3 targets. You. It's going to lash out at Hecate. First one. 18 plus 4.
Jesus.
I'll assume that hits. Uh, 5 total, 5 plus 2, so 7. 7 damage. You are grappled.
Got it.
It's gonna pull you in close to it, and it's gonna use its bite attack. That's a 15 plus 4, so 19. The bite. 3. Alright, total of 6 from the bite. And then it's going to use its movement, pulling you through the water 15 feet. Does that take it out of your... Awesome. Make your roll.
That's an 11.
It's an 11 to hit. That is going to miss. Yeah, that's going to miss. Sorry, bud.
Yep.
You're an additional 15 feet away now. Second Fae. Does you do the roll again for the damage, or is it the same 16?
Yes I do, and that one's even higher actually. 17.
And it's got to be it was a con saving throw?
Yeah, disadvantage 15.
Okay, 11. Yeah, it's going to fail it as well.
So 17 radiant damage.
It's funny to me. I'll tell y'all later. Okay. Second Fae is going to lash out at Salvador with its first tentacle.
Are both of them right there?
One of them is right on top of Salvador. The other one is 15 feet away towards the portal, towards the glowing green light.
Does it have somebody?
Yeah.
The what?
Alright. Does that one have somebody?
Not yet.
If only I were awake. I would be like, no.
9 plus 4. That's 13. Does that hit you? Second one coming at you. So 16 plus 4.
Did you see the portal that we had run across last time? Didn't you come with?
Yeah. 20 hit. Does a 20 hit you?
Yes, that will hit.
Julie's kind of know what they look like.
Does attack of opportunity use your reaction?
Yes.
Is that how that works? Okay.
Ooh, good roll. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus an additional 2. That is 12 damage. From that, and you are grappled, and it's going to pull you 15 feet towards the portal.
Oh my god, I'm just like limp, like floating in the water, like 10 feet away from everybody.
So it's also next to its friend, 15 feet?
Yep,
towards
they're
the
side by side.
Okay.
And they're out of the moonbeam, or are they both in it?
You
have
said
to
it was
move
vertical,
again.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they both exited.
Does the spell require it to be vertical? And you,
Yeah.
top of the round, Hephaestia.
Oh boy. Alright. 18.
Woo!
Yay.
18, cool. So you have one save.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
One heart. A little red heart above my status.
Layer is going to do the...
I think you got dragged, right? Oh, I got
Layer is going to do the
Okay.
undertow ability
Exactly.
again. Any creature that is
She's
currently constricted.
And grappled, yeah. Then dragged
Oh shit.
15 feet.
That's another 12 damage to...
She should be 5 feet more this way then, I think. 'Cause she was
Figure
behind
out your placements.
I think that's accurate.
Okay. Both of you that are currently constricted take an additional 12 points of damage and move 5 more feet the direction it was pulling you.
Wait, I have to take an additional?
Yep.
Is there any... What kind of damage is this?
I have bad
Considered.
moves.
Say again?
What kind of damage
got
is
some
this
real bad
considered, by the way? Is it just considered physical water damage? Or like what's the damage type?
It's a bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning?
You gonna put me in your mouth and carry me?
Are you unconscious?
Yes.
I
Hecate?
am very unconscious.
Okay.
Very.
Okay. Forain.
I'm going to relocate my moonbeam on top of the two fairy folk
Okay.
again, and I'm going to go over to Hephaestia's floating body so she doesn't suffocate, and I'm going to gently nom on her and then swim up to the surface.
Got it. So you take her,
Nom, nom, nom.
you get her to a place where she's out of the water.
Yeah.
Just like Sandro, she's still going to have water in her lungs. Because she went unconscious underwater.
You gotta beat it out of me.
Okay. All right. Is
You can use your action to make a medicine check if you want to try and expel it.
hard to use an action for the moonbeam?
I thought that was a bonus action. I believe you.
No, my wild shape was the bonus action.
I'll let you use a bonus action.
You asked me the question wrong the first time. It wasn't that I used an action, a wild shape, and an action to.
Yeah, it was vice
a
versa.
It was a
Yeah.
bonus action, a wild shape.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I knew my action economy was right.
No,
But
I'm
yeah,
with you.
but if I can use a bonus action to go.
You gonna like stab me?
If I look her
Okay, you're doing like a gentle, like you're using like
I feel
a
like you
gum
could press her
nom.
against like the walls of the well and just kind of nudge her with your nose.
I could do
I feel like
that.
that would be better than...
That's more comical. I want to do that.
You could bring the other person with hands back over there, and I could do it on mine.
Do you see
Okay,
it?
so you're so make a medicine check of,
It's I actually have a really high medicine, so it's going to be 16.
and I believe you said you have a inspiration, but you don't need it. 16's enough. Yeah, you're able to expel the water from Hephaestia's lungs.
Okay.
stable, still at 0.
Okay. All right. Next person in line.
Yeah, Sandro, you are up.
I sure am.
Okay.
I sure am.
50 feet from the edge is the glowing blue light, or 50 feet from here is the glowing blue light?
50 feet from here.
From the well, okay. And this is probably like 30, so 20 more feet.
5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, we'll say that's 30. I'm fine with it.
Did they look hurt at all when I was underwater?
Very.
Yeah.
Oh, good to
And you
know.
saw Hecate equivalent.
Oh shit.
Okay. I
Why
know
can't
exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm swimming forward.
Okay. Got it.
Oh boy.
Stabbing.
Alright.
Whoop, 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 12.
That hit last time.
Plus
12 hits.
18. And that's gonna be. Woohoo! 10 plus 2
Mario.
plus 4 is 16 points of damage.
good.
And then I'll
What do we
use.
see?
Oh, right in its fucking throat.
Does it have gills?
And were you, is that the one holding Hecate or the one holding...
The one that was holding Salvador,
Okay.
just because it's a 2-dimensional.
Oh,
map.
surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Look, you're unconscious. You don't know.
Yeah. Just saying.
He only activates sentry mode whenever you can't see it.
Yeah.
Which is very funny.
And then I will swim up like this. And take a bonus action to. Can I bonus action dodge?
You need to be. Oh,
I cannot. I'll just swim next to it. Glare angrily, not
Okay.
making any noise.
Salvador, you're up.
Okay.
Go quickly. We're about to wrap. We're going to wrap after this round.
Get the tentacles off and then double longsword. Pretty much right above him at the other thing.
You've been using longswords this whole time, right?
I've been going back and forth between it was a great sword now, but ever since it went down,
Mhm.
I've been now on double.
Okay. It dawned on me, like last round, just by the way, so everybody knows this, there are certain weapons you can't use underwater without taking serious penalties.
Okay.
I'm going to let us finish this combat with you continuing to do that, but next time we're underwater, there'll be some penalties
So
in
there's
those.
gonna be a next time.
Maybe.
The other side of the portal.
Alright, so go ahead and make your attack.
Fuck. Well, my first one's gonna miss. That's a 2.
Yeah, that's gonna miss.
That's an 8. 12.
12 just barely misses.
Fuck.
We're about to get opportunity attacks. Can't go anywhere.
I'm fine. I don't know what's happening.
I will.
Yeah, we're fine. Just
Yeah, I might
just
as well be
move
dead.
around.
I don't know.
at this point.
There.
Okay,
Possibly.
cool.
Wait, would I have
50-50
gotten?
chance.
I wasn't flanking him.
Shit. I should have moved to flank.
I forgot because I've played so much D&D recently that has no flanking rules, so it's like,
I should have moved on the opposite side of you. and
Oh
then-
no, you can't move there.
Can
I mean, it's in the moonbeam. You're gonna get hurt next turn.
Oh, no, you can't move there.
I mean, I wouldn't. I was hoping that one time you dove down, like right next to the moonbeam, you'd be like, oh, it's hot, you know, like.
I'm next to him.
Sure, like above them.
Oh, actually,
3-dimensional.
yeah.
You actually didn't say how wide this axis is. You said we only saw that wall. So, I don't know. I would know not to swim into a movie.
That's all I can do.
Okay.
I use my action and my bonus action.
Hecate, make a death saving throw, please.
You're Death Monk, right? You should be good at these.
10.
Wait, do you,
10,
do
you
you
succeed.
in this?
Yeah, you have anything as a Death Monk?
For that,
For dying?
I have like if something is
Oh, good.
near death,
I wasted a bad
I
roll.
can extract
Oh,
its
wasted a good roll.
vitality and add those to my own hit points, but I think that's the extent of it at this point in time. Later, I do have some cool shit.
Okay.
Yeah, much later.
It's going to keep one tentacle wrapped around you.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to use the other one to lash out at Sandro.
Is it its turn?
Yes. Oh, yeah, how much?
It's going to take. I really should have re-rolled it. That's not quite fair.
What?
Oh, good. Well, it was between 8 and something else. But it was like right on there. It was a virgin on 8, and I rerolled it, and I got a 10.
Can you have balanced a D4 on top of it?
No, hell no.
Okay.
15.
15. And what's the save?
Constitution with disadvantage.
15.
Oh yeah, 15 is the save.
Huh. Roll 12 twice. Is not enough though.
Okay, it takes 15 radiant damage.
Amazing.
Is it 15 on the dot?
Huh? No.
I wish it was.
No, it is not.
And I can't really leave her unattended because she'll just sink, right? She's unconscious.
Well, she's currently grappled, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Hephaestia.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Currently
probably would say. But at the ledge, water out. Didn't you dead men float? That's like a thing. Like water's out of the lungs, right?
No.
I don't know. We're gonna say yes for expediency's sake. So
Yeah.
she is currently floating.
She's currently floating?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
then
an elf. I
She's pretty
can
light.
hover
Yeah.
above difficult terrain.
I will dive back down to try to find anybody else that's suffering the same fate.
How much movement do you have?
You find someone. That's a crocodile. Swim speed.
Yeah, 30.
I think that's... is that just enough to get it, either?
Count it out.
5, 10,
I think we said they were 30 feet away.
20, 25, 30.
Yeah, they're 30 feet away.
Yep.
How close to are they to the portal?
Wee woo wee woo wee woo.
Or
wait
sorry,
a second.
the green light.
Wait a second. Is it your turn?
Oh no, it's not. Take me back. Jeez, sorry, I keep on. I wasn't attacking. I was responding to the beginning of the fishing. You're correct. Yes, no, I wasn't supposed to be.
Like, wait a second. What's happening?
You asked me.
Now it's my turn. Now it's my turn again.
Now it's your turn, and then you go again. Yeah.
All right.
My bad.
Oh my god. Greg.
Sorry, my bad. I thought I was just going full speed here. My bad.
Okay, they're 30. They're at the 30 foot from the portal. 50 feet away. 15 feet will take them to 40 feet away. Plus, 10 feet will take them to 40 feet away. Oh my god, they're gonna be so close to that portal. I'm gonna be so pissed if they don't get through it.
They better
We
not.
should only be like 20 feet away.
30 feet.
Because you said it was 50 feet from here.
Yeah.
And from here to here is 30 feet. The portal's 20 feet here.
Yeah.
So they
Right.
only
They've only had 15 feet of movement in the water.
Because
Oh,
they're grappling
okay.
something their same size.
Yeah. You gave me hope there for a second. Don't do that.
I'll take it away with this opportunity attack.
So you think.
Oh.
It's learned its lesson from these opportunity attacks. It's going to take the disengage action and move the full 15 feet.
Okay.
So it has 5 feet left before it's through the portal.
Or do I risk it? Do a dash? I've already declared it. Alright, so yeah, we're going to say it moves over here to where the portal is, like right next to the portal.
Is it still holding?
Still holding
Hecate?
Hecate.
Oh, so I am still grappled. Okay,
Oh,
that's
yes.
what I was
They're
wondering.
the same,
Okay.
like right next to them.
Do they want their prey alive or dead? I did. They're not.
Hephaestia, your turn.
It's not until I
I'm
keep you alive.
at 0. I'm floating at
Give
the bottom
you
of
the
this
same opportunity I gave
Sandra.
Sandro. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Nat 20?
No, this is just a. Oh yeah, nat 20. Nat 20 to go.
Did you get a nat 20 again?
No, he didn't.
Oh my god, right next to the 20. Right next to the 20. That's just flip one
So
over.
Hephaestia, you are still knocked out. I'm gonna do a victory lap. Layer action, constrict, take 2 death saving throws from the damage that you would probably take. It doesn't matter to me though. 16 is gonna hit. 5 feet of movement from the constrict from the thing. They get pulled through the portal, cut to black there.
So I needed my death saving throws. I took.
No, you took 2 fail.
You failed twice.
Oh,
But you
that's
succeeded, you failed twice. So
Okay.
the next one, if you succeed
Succeed,
or
yeah.
fail,
Cool. That's gonna determine
whether or not you need to roll again.
roll again. Okay.
If you get
All
a
right,
roll.
so
Okay.
we went wicked late, and some of us have to dash out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching. This has been fun. Tune in 3 weeks. We will probably be online. Go ahead and just assume we're going to be online. The only way we're going to be in person is if something miraculous happens with COVID. Otherwise, we will see you all in some capacity next time. Thank you so much. Tell your friends about us, like us, subscribe us, all that jazz.
Subscribe us.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching Into the Dungeons Azkhazir. You can use the links below to stay up to date on the latest content and join our Discord. The next Azkhazir will be live July 19th, and the next Starfinder is live July 11th. Thanks again, and we will see you next time.